But Jack's back, too, and his boys are looking to knock somebody's block out. So grab a seat as WPIAL TV presents live from Three River Stadium, the Upper St. Clair Panthers versus the North Hills Indians in the Battle of the Best. The Battle of the Best. The 1989 WPIAL Quad A Championship game is being brought to you by Diet Pepsi, a generation ahead. By Mellon Bank. Mellon does what it takes to earn your business every day. And by McDonald's. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Live from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, it's the Battle of the Best. Tonight, the WPIAL Quad A Championship. It's the undefeated Panthers of Upper St. Clair against the Indians of North Hills High School. Hello again, everybody. I'm Stan Savran. My partner, Jack Ham, and I welcome you to Battle of the Best. This is the third year we've done this Quad A Championship game, Jack. The first two ended in shutouts. I doubt we'll see a shutout tonight.
Well, there are two teams that get it done in different ways. Upper St. Clair loves to run the football. North Hills likes to throw the football. It should be a great matchup.
They both had success, as their records would witness. Upper St. Clair undefeated 12-0. North Hills at 10-2. These teams are not strangers to the Quad A Championship game. North Hills here 2 years ago. Upper St. Clair is the defending Quad A champion. They are not strangers to each other. They played earlier this year, and they certainly are not strangers to television exposure.
This assignment is the only way to assess that.
On September 29th, Sports Channel America brought a national TV audience to North Hills Martirelli Stadium. The joint was jammed, and the crowd was ready to watch Jack McCurry's undefeated North Hills Indians take on Jim Render's undefeated Upper St. Clair Panthers. USC had cut out its first four opponents, but on the opening kickoff, North Hills junior Scott Hinterleiter sent them a message. There would be no shutout tonight. His long return set up a short TD run by Kevin Golis, and it was 7-0 Indians. But back came USC on the legs of Doug Whaley. The Indians' Jason Bender saved a touchdown on this play, but Whaley got the rest of it a few plays later on this pass from Mark Gentili. The game wasn't tied for long, though. Next series, Jeff Bender hits Chris Helen for a 40-yard TD, putting North Hills up by 7 and looking for more. Later in the first period, Jeff Bender hits his twin brother Jason for an 8-yard score, and it looked like a rout.
So when we faced Bender that particular night, we hadn't been scored on in 8 games, and we hadn't been behind in a long time, and the first half was quite a eye-opener in many ways.
After Jason Bender's touchdown, North Hills missed the extra point, but hey, so what? Because back came the Benders again this time. Early in the second quarter, Jeff hits Jason again. It was 26-7 North Hills, and it didn't seem to matter that they missed another extra point. But it started to matter as Upper St. Clair started to come back late in the half. Doug Whaley's 16-yard run made it 26-14 North Hills at halftime. The second half was all Upper St. Clair. Tailback Pete Habib scored on a short run to make it 26-21, and the Indians were sweating those missed extra points. Those beads of sweat then turned to tears in the fourth when Doug Whaley made a great 25-yard run for the winning touchdown to cap a great comeback and a great game. Upper St. Clair wins 27-26.
They beat us the last time. We're going to try to improve on those areas that perhaps caused that particular loss, and hopefully we'll do better.
Hopefully, this time around, the game will be just as close. This is Bill Hillgrove. Back to Stan and Jack.
Okay, thanks, Bill. 8 times in Jack McCurry's career, he's had an opportunity to play the same team twice in one season. Never has he lost to the same team twice in one season. He gets a chance for revenge tonight. Jack, is that a major factor, having lost once to already Upper St. Clair, a motivational factor for North Hills?
I think if this rematch would have been a regular season game, it would have been a psychological advantage for North Hills. But this is the Quad A Championship. I think both coaches have forgotten about that game.
What about the fact that it's usually a rarity that they play each other twice? Having seen each team, played each team together, what about the fact of overcoaching and trying to put in things that perhaps you don't do well, just take advantage of other things that they don't do well?
I think both coaches, are aware of that. They don't want to get into a situation where they overanalyze what happened in that first football game. They're going to do the basis, what got them here to the Quad A Championship. There'll be a few different wrinkles, but not much.
This is only one of 4 championship games here at Three Rivers this afternoon. We've already crowned 3 champions. And for the results of this afternoon's WPIAL championship game, let's go down to the floor at Three Rivers Stadium to Albie Oxenreiter. Albie?
Thank you, Stan. This is where the players, the Upper St. Clair players, and on the other side of the field, the North Hills players are getting ready for the big rematch. But on the sidelines, some of the people behind the scenes that have been following the Panthers and the Indians all season long are also getting ready. First, the North Hills cheerleaders. I was talking to you guys a few minutes ago. You said you don't have time for cheerleading competitions because you're always cheering on your team in the playoffs. Is that correct?
Every year we're here.
Do you get as nervous as the players do for the big games like tonight?
Yes, it's such a big thing. We want to win this game so bad.
All right, you started off your season at Riverfront Stadium. You were in Cincinnati as part of that high school extravaganza. You end the WPIAL season anyway here at Three Rivers, so you end in 2 pro stadiums.
Yeah, we want to end the season with a win, definitely.
Your team wants the rematch.
Yeah, definitely. The rematch is what we're looking for.
All right, thanks. Good luck tonight to North Hills. These aren't cheerleaders, but last year they were helped by the cheerleaders. These are some of the players from last year's Upper St. Clair championship team. And Mike, you're back to cheer on the guys who are trying to carry on the torch for you.
Yeah.
What do you think about tonight? You think North Hills is up for this rematch, or do you think Upper St. Clair can make it 2 in a row over North Hills?
Definitely Upper St. Clair. I went to a couple of their practices this week. They're ready. The coaches got them ready.
So your advice to them is just go out and play your game.
They just go out and play like they've been playing all year. They should have no problem winning.
All right. Thank you very much. Good luck tonight, guys.
Thanks.
Cheer on your old team. We're going to go to some of the scores of the earlier games. 3 games are now complete. Let's start with the AAA championship that was just finished up a few moments ago. It's a new coach for Aliquippa, but it's another championship for the Fighting Quips. Frank Morocco leads the Fighting Quips to a 17-9 win over Seneca Valley. So the Aliquippa Fighting Quips win yet another AAA championship. In AA, that game was just before the Aliquippa game. Steel Valley wins their 2nd straight. Steel Valley over Freeport, 20-14. Freeport Yellow Jackets. Good game. They led for most of the 3rd quarter. Steel Valley, though, with the big points in the last quarter, and they win the game 20-14. In the Single A championship, Clairton, they had been there 3 times before. They had never won the championship until today. Clairton beats Laurel 27-20. So the 3 winners, Clairton, Steel Valley, and the Aliquippa Fighting Quips. And of course, the rematch that everybody's been talking about, the rematch of the year, and definitely the battle of the best. Jim Render says he just wants to have his players stay low-keyed, get out there, do what they did in the first game when they were so poised and were able to come back to beat North Hills. And Jack McCurry, he makes no bones about it. He says, we want to beat this team. We want to get even. We want to make get the revenge for the earlier loss this year when North Hills, not embarrassed, but certainly upset over the loss on national, as they played on national cable television and Sports Channel. Jack McCurry's team, they want that win. They want to get even. Let's go back up to Stan and Jack.
Okay, Albie, thanks very much. And Jack and I want to add our congratulations to the players and coaches at Clairton, Steel Valley, and Aliquippa, already crowned champions here at Three Rivers Stadium today. This is the Quad A championship game, the battle of the best. Upper St. Clair against North Hills. When we come back, we'll take a closer look and meet both teams when we return to Three Rivers Stadium in just a moment.
Growing businesses have a lot to go through, so Mellon's business bankers keep rolling out ideas like the business hotline to keep things running smoothly 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. Financial management seminars to steer you right. Investments as short-term as 7 days to make the most of your company's funds. And with Mellon going farther for you, who knows how far you can go. Call your Mellon banker and get your business moving.
Mellon does what it takes.
Every day, thousands of cars are delivered to dealerships all across America. Of all those cars, only a select few ever win a major automotive award. Right now, 5 of those award winners are being delivered to one convenient place. A new Mitsubishi dealer near you.
Well, the tough times we've experienced as a team are going to happen, and it happened to every good team. It's the teams that hang together and support each individual. That's where you come with good relationships as far as players are concerned. I think some of the things that keep me driving when I failed or I haven't done the best I could do is just that, is I didn't do the best I could and I failed, if I lay there and give up, then in a month or a day or in 2 weeks, I'm going to look back and not be able to live with myself because I let things get so bad that I gave up. So what if something happens and it didn't work out exactly as you wanted it to? Well, you've learned from that, and it's a learning experience. It's something you've got to take as something that's only going to help you, because next time it happens, you're going to be ready for it, and you're going to be able to handle it this time.
WPIAL TV and the Pittsburgh Steelers, helping you achieve your personal best.
Welcome back to Three River Stadium, the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV. A year ago, Upper St. Clair was in this championship game. They defeated Central Catholic 7-0 with a one-back offense. Primarily, Pete Habib was the main ball carrier. That's the way they entered this season, Jack. They figured Habib would be the main ball carrier. But in the middle of the season, Habib hurt his knee, and all of a sudden, a new running back and a new threat emerged in the person of Doug Whaley, and now they may be better off for it.
Well, I think you never want a guy hurt like Habib hurting his knee in about midway of the season. But what it did, it enabled Whaley to play tailback. All Whaley did is rush for over 1,500 yards, 26 touchdowns, and all of a sudden Jim Render realizes he's got a better running game today than he had last year.
So every cloud does have a silver lining. That was the case for Jim Render and Upper St. Clair. Now he's got a two-back threat in the persons of Pete Habib and Doug Whaley. And to take a closer look at Upper St. Clair, here's Albie Oxenreiter.
In 1976, Franco Harris and Rocky Blyer combined for almost 2,200 yards. It was the Steelers' dream backfield, one of the best 1-2 punches in NFL history. This year's backfield at Upper St. Clair is also a dream. Doug Whaley and Pete Habib are the Panthers' dynamic duo. Whaley's number 24, Habib's number 35. And you won't find a better rushing combination in Western Pennsylvania. On the season, these two superbacks have combined for almost 2,400 rushing yards.
Us being good friends, we complement each other, and we hope each other do well. And just because I think people have been keen on him more, it's opened it up for me.
Keen-wise, it's true. I don't know who they're going to key on. I don't know where they're going to look at. Because I'm back. Doug's healthy. I think we're all healthy. Well, injury-wise, we're pretty good. And I think that's going to be a great asset for us.
Most coaches hope to find one game-breaking back, but Panthers coach Jim Render has found two of them. Render's problem is similar to Chuck Noll's dilemma of 1976, but deciding which back will get the ball is one problem that any coach would love to have.
They're both good receivers. They both can block. And they both are very intelligent football players.
Last year, Habib was Upper St. Clair's bread and butter man. When the Panthers needed a spark, Habib was the back who gave it to them. He was their leading rusher. But this year, Habib has sacrificed his personal numbers for the good of the team. 1988's star back is now sharing his billing with Whaley. Habib has still rushed for almost 1,000 yards, but Whaley has taken over as the Panthers' top runner with over 1,500 yards.
They're good friends, and they play off of one another, and they block for one another, and that's a very good relationship.
When the season started, Habib was to be the tailback and Whaley the fullback. Obviously, when Habib got hurt, Whaley shifted back to tailback. Now that they're both healthy, what do we have, two tailbacks, two fullbacks, what?
Well, they're going to interchange, but they'll both play fullback, they'll both play tailback, and a lot of big plays can come from that fullback position. Doug Whaley broke one for 60 yards in that North Hills game. You're very close to the line of scrimmage. That quick trap, and either one of them could be gone.
He's also averaged nearly 10 yards per carry, and he scored 26 touchdowns. There you see Pete Habib, number 35, Doug Whaley, number 24. Jack, as a defensive player, is it difficult to prepare for two outstanding runners on one team?
Well, it really is. Usually one's the blocker and the other one is featured in the tailback position carrying the football, but not the case here. Both can break at any time, so it'd be very difficult for North Hills to really contain both of them.
Well, as Jim Render said, Whaley and Habib have a great relationship. In fact, all winning teams like to say they have kind of a family atmosphere. When it comes to North Hills High School, that is true in more ways than one. Guy Junker takes a look at the North Hills Indians.
The old saying, you can't tell the players without a scorecard, certainly fits the North Hills Indians, especially where the starting quarterback and tight end are concerned. Take a look under those helmets. Meet identical twins, Jeff and Jason Bender. Jeff's on the right, and Or no, Jeff's on the left and Jason's on the right.
Well, when they first came here, the mother had the little labels pinned on their shirts so I could tell them apart.
Oh, come on, Jack. There's an easy way to tell them apart.
He's younger. He's been going behind me ever since. So I thought I'd let him go first today.
How much younger are you?
2 minutes.
Not only are they indistinguishable off the field, but they're interchangeable on it. Last week in the Quad A semifinals, the Indians trailed North Allegheny late in the game by 3. But North Hills was driving until Rich Jones nearly decapitated Jeff. He left the game with a shoulder injury. His brother Jason replaced him, and it took him just one play to score the game-winning touchdown on a 21-yard run.
I was thinking of a home movie where one goes down and the twin comes in, and then the stage is set for the next play to be a touchdown.
I was a little worried about Jeff when he got hurt, and the coach told me to go take some snaps, so I ran over, and I was a little impatient. So I try to give him some tips, but he never listens.
It was a scary moment, but Jeff is fine for tonight's championship game. The fact that one took the other one's place should not surprise us. Earlier this year, Jason took a handoff on a reverse and turned quarterback from tight end, completing a pass to, who else? His brother Jeff, quarterback turned receiver.
He knows my favorite routes, what I like to run, and I know where he'll basically throw the ball. Sometimes you can just feel what he's going to run because we have some choice routes, and you can just feel it. But
our quarterback is an outstanding high school quarterback, and Jason, his twin brother, our wide receiver, is simply an outstanding receiver at any level. And we'll go as far as they take us.
This is not to say North Hills is a two-man football team. In fact, they have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. But it is unusual for a set of twins to play such a key role on a football team, so we had to do the story. And Jack and Stan, if you think at any time up there tonight you're seeing double, you probably are. So take a good look at your scorecard. For my twin brother, Guy Jonker, I'm Guy Junker. Now back up to you guys in the booth.
Okay, thanks very much, Guy and Guy, for that great report. Jack, you and I have been working so long together, people think we're starting to look alike, which will disappoint your wife greatly, I assure you.
I hope that's not the case.
No, absolutely not. The Bender kids, the Bender twins, you've seen them a lot this week in practice and on film and on tape. You just think they're great athletes, I know.
Well, just walking on the practice field and seeing both of them, they're just gifted athletes, both 6'3", 200 pounds, run 4.6 40-yard dash, and Jeff is a big league quarterback. He can throw the football with best quarterback in WPIAL, and Jason catching the football. But they do everything. They play defense, a kicking game. I mean, they're just exceptional players going on to major universities, but I think they're separating now after this game.
Yeah, they plan to go to different schools. One would have to say that in Quad A football, North Hills has been the team of the 80s. This is their 6th appearance in the championship game. And I think what's interesting, Jack, here is the fact that 2 years ago, North Hills was here and won the title, running the ball, grinding people down. They throw the ball a lot. So Jack McCurry has adapted to what talent he has available.
2 years ago, they were just physically better than everybody else in the league. They only threw the ball 2 times, average two throwing the ball twice a game. Now they're going to throw the football 25 or 30 times today. And that's a credit to McCurry. It's kind of like Aaron McCurry right now throwing the football, and it should be a great matchup to see if the Upper St. Clair can stop that passing game.
Would it be an oversimplification to say that North Hills' entire offense revolves around the two Bender twins?
There's no question about it. Even their leading rusher, Jeff Bender, the quarterback, is their leading rusher. In fact, when he gets hurt, Jason comes in at quarterback, so they are the whole football team.
Okay, so North Hills is going to try to go on a bender tonight, as it were. When we come back, we're going to meet a man who knows both teams very well. We're going to meet a man who knows what it's like to prepare a team for a championship game. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Sometimes you can tell by the way it looks. Sometimes you can tell by the way it feels. Sometimes it comes to you in broad daylight. Sometimes you find it in the middle of the night. But you know when you got the right one. This is the right one. You know when you got the right one.
What makes WTAE your best shot for sports? Teamwork. Bill Hillgrove's a straight shooter. Stan Savran knows all the angles. When the action gets tense, Myron can cope. And Guy Junker and Albie Oxenrider always give it their personal best. The WTAE 4 sports team. When it comes to sports, we're your best shot.
For Delta Burke, recent life has been anything but a bed of roses. The tabloid said her weight problem forced her off the set of Designing Women. But now, in an exclusive interview, she tells Entertainment Tonight what really happened. It's the first time she's gone public with her side of the story. And with all the public ridicule and humiliation, she's more than ready to set the record straight. Delta Burke's real inside story, exclusively on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Monday night at 7:30 on WTAE TV.
I always thought, as a young person, that my parents didn't know a whole lot about the world. I can't ever forget how smart my parents became between my age of 17 and my age of 27. They really got smart. I'm still a kid, and in many ways still learning and still growing up.
WTAE TV and the Pittsburgh Steelers, helping you achieve your personal best.
Welcome back to Three Rivers Stadium, the Battle of the Best, just moments away from the kickoff of this Quad A championship game between Upper St. Clair and North Hills High School. Joining us now is a man who is no stranger to either of these teams, nor the pressure of preparing his football team for a championship game. Last year, Central Catholic High School was here to play Upper St. Clair. Tough ball game, 7-0 Upper St. Clair victory. John Fischetti, the head coach of the Vikings of Central Catholic. John, you know these teams very well. You played Upper St. Clair in the championship game last year. They are returning almost everybody. You scrimmage North Hills. As you look at these two teams, what do you expect in tonight's game?
I think the biggest key in tonight's game is defense, Stan. It's a foregone conclusion, in my opinion, that both teams are going to score. Coming into the game, St. Clair is averaging 34 points a game and North Hills 25 on offense. So I think the biggest thing is which team's defense is going to come up and rise to the occasion and stop the other team's offense.
John, if you're Jack McCurry, what do you do to shut down that running game that Upper St. Clair has?
Well, the first thing is that they got some guys healthy that were not playing the first time around when they played each other earlier in the season. You know, we didn't shut their running game down very well last year either. They're just an outstanding running football team.
As you look at their running game, Jack has already mentioned they like to trap a great deal. North Hills has the 4 linebackers. Do you tell inside linebackers to just, jam up in the middle, to cut off the, don't make penetration so they can't trap you?
Well, you don't want to do that too much because they have great speed to the outside also, with the pro hash marks too. That also brings the ball into the center of the field. And St. Clair is a, very diversified offense. They'll use different formations. They'll use motion, unbalanced line. They'll run some option game, and they'll try to get outside on you too.
Jack McCurry likes to move Jason Bennett all around, all over the field. Tight end, flanker, put him in motion. What do you do defensively to try to take him away?
That's a good question because, another thing people don't realize about Jason, he's 6'4", and I think all the defensive backs for St. Clair are in the 6-foot range. So, it's very tough to try to, key on him because even though he's a great receiver, they have Chris Helen that can go deep on. He has great speed. Brian Hinterlater. They just have a lot of weapons other than the Benders.
How good a quarterback is Jeff Bender?
One of the best I've seen since I've been coaching. He's outstanding.
Does he throw well on the run? Will we see him out of the moving pocket or just on a rollout?
Yeah, they'll throw on the run. He's actually their leading rusher this year, so he'll roll out, he'll set up in the pocket, he can scramble, he can do a lot of different things.
How much of their passing plays are option routes, John, in terms of he rolls out, does he then have the option to either throw or go?
Yeah, I think they do. I think he's a first-line quarterback, and I do believe they let him audibilize at the line. I think he reads well when receivers are breaking their routes. He's just an excellent quarterback.
The key of Jeff Bender being their leading rusher, you mentioned the fact, is that could be a big thing for St. Clair's defense to contain him and not let him make big plays running the football?
Yeah, I think it is. Last year, he didn't run the ball very much at all, Jeff Bender. Now this year, with him running the ball, you have to defend not only the wide receivers, but also him on the sprint out. And, you're putting that in that gray area. Do you rush the passer? Do you lay back? If you lay back, he might run the ball and hurt you.
We talked so much about the Upper St. Clair running game with Pete Habib and Doug Whaley. If North Hills should be relatively successful in at least controlling that running game, is the Upper St. Clair passing game with Mark Gentili at quarterback capable of throwing the ball, moving the ball consistently, and scoring without the support of the running game.
Well, I think they are very capable. Last week against Woodland Hills, I happened to be at the game. They only attempted 4 passes. 3 were complete, and 2 of them were for touchdowns. And I think that's a very big factor. So I think Gentili's a more than capable quarterback, yes.
Okay, John, we're going to talk to you again at halftime. Thanks very much, and again, we'll talk to you at halftime.
Thank you very much.
John Fischetti, the head coach of Central Catholic, he knows what it's like to bring a team into a championship game, as he did a year ago. We're just moments away from the kickoff of tonight's Quad A championship game. This is the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV.
In the mountains of Colombia, they celebrate the land for creating the richest coffee in the world. Introducing Maxwell House Colombian Supreme, 100% Colombian coffee. All the richness the land can give. New Maxwell House Colombian Supreme, regular, decaffeinated, or instant. 100% Colombian richness in every drop.
So come on, join all your rowdy friends for our 20th anniversary season on ABC's Monday Night Football. Followed by WTAE 4 News at 11 with Don Cannon and Sally Wiggin here on Channel 4.
All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night.
Germany, an exclusive interview with Hitler's personal secretary. She was witness to his crimes, partner in his shame, there for every moment of madness.
I'm still very much ashamed, and I can't forgive myself.
She reveals secrets long buried, intimate details on his last days in the bunker, exclusive, inside the mind of Adolf Hitler.
A Current Affair, Monday at 7 on WTAE TV.
The toughest things that teenagers face today is peer pressure. We want so badly to be identified with a certain group or with what we consider the cool people. Being cool is standing up for what's right and doing what's right, because the people that you try to impress in the long run, they're not going to be your friends anyways. You have to realize that there is a consequence. There is a price to be paid for your actions.
WTAE TV and the Pittsburgh Steelers, helping you achieve your personal best.
Battle of the Best on WTAE TV. Upper St. Clair against North Hills High School. We're just moments away from kickoff. Down on the sidelines, we have Albie Oxenreiter. Albie?
Thank you, Stan. We're ready for the Battle of the Best, and what has everybody been talking about, the rematch. On the field right now, the people that have been following the Upper St. Clair football team all year round, these are the Fighting Panthers out there marching right now. The band for Upper St. Clair, Jim Bennett is the music director, the band director for Upper St. Clair. I'll be on the sidelines throughout tonight's game. I'll be bringing you some of the personalities behind these championship teams. We'll talk to some of the kooky fans in the stands. We'll also talk to the parents of the Bender brothers. You met them before. If you think that some parents of athletes get a little anxious as they go to the game, wait till you see the Bender parents. They get a double dose of anxiety every time North Hills takes the field. We'll have all those kinds of stories from the sidelines tonight as we continue with the Battle of the Best. Back up the stand.
Okay, thanks, Albie. Jack, there's obviously a lot of pressure in a championship game like this, but how much of a factor is it that North Hills has been in these big games before? They certainly, when they played each other back in September, before a national television audience faced all the pressure in the universe, kids having gone through this, does that help them prepare for a championship game like this?
I think it really does. I think it was a big thing for them to play in that game. They've been in the Quad A championship so many times. Upper St. Clair is a veteran football team coming back. I think both teams are quietly confident today that they can come back with a victory tonight.
Okay, down on the field for the playing of our national anthem. just a minute away from the opening kickoff of tonight's game. This is the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV.
If you want to be cool to hear what I say, you gotta go to school every school day.
Cause if you want a good job, there's a very simple rule. You gotta get an education, gotta go to school.
You gotta get it all together if you want to make it pay. You gotta stay in school till graduation day. So be cool, stay in school. Be cool, stay in school.
If you wanna be cool, stay in school.
My friend Nancy's been doing a lot of drugs. I know it's catching up with her. I can see it coming. But what can I do? If I say anything, she'll think I'm not cool. And I don't want to lose a friend. I mean, it's her life. Right?
If you have a friend who's in trouble with drugs, don't just stand there. Do something.
The Battle of the Best, the 1989 WPIAL Quad A Championship game, is being brought to you by Diet Pepsi, a generation ahead. By Mellon Bank. Mellon does what it takes to earn your business every day. And by McDonald's. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Welcome back to Three Rivers Stadium, where we're anticipating the toss of the coin and the opening kickoff for tonight's game. How did these teams get here? Well, in terms of playoff competition, Upper St. Clair, which has a record of 12-0 under Jim Render in the playoffs, first of all defeated Hempfield 32-14, and then last week shut out Woodland Hills 27-0. For North Hills, their first playoff game was against Connellsville. They shut them out 20-0. And then last week they beat North Allegheny in a tough game, a neighborhood battle. It was North Hills 20, North Allegheny 17. We should also mention that Upper St. Clair being undefeated at 12-0, in those 12 victories, Jack, 6 of them were shutouts, a remarkable tribute to their defense.
Well, they were all shutouts until they got to the North Hills game, where they gave up 26 points in the first half, and I think that's a real credit to a real mature football team. They didn't get rattled, they didn't get undisciplined, and they came back in that second half and won that football game. That just shows the character of that Upper St. Clair team. But going into this game, there's 2 changes here today. One is going to be the goalpost. They're the pro goalpost they're going to be using here, and also the hash marks. If it favors any team out there, it's the passing team, and that's North Hills. By the hash marks being so close together, they can spread out a defense with that passing game, so that should be a little bit of advantage to North Hills.
There's more field to run. You don't necessarily have a wide side or a short side of the field as you do in a high school or college field, and also as far as the goalposts are concerned, pro goalposts are much wider than our high school and college goalposts.
And getting back to the quarterback, Bender. Jeff Bender is a quarterback who can roll out to one side, and he can throw the football back to the other side. He's got a line. He's got a very, very strong arm. Reminds me a little bit of Dan Marino. I saw him in film when he played in the Quad A championship games. He's an outstanding quarterback, and he's got a rifle arm.
Wish to defer to the second half. They defer to the second half.
We're going to get the toss of the coin now. Let's listen to the referee and the captain.
Please stand up there, Black. White, please stand there. Black wins the toss. Defers to the second half. White receives. Play ball, gentlemen.
All right, Upper St. Clair has won the toss. They have deferred the option of the second half, and because of that, North Hills will receive to start the game. We've seen that become popularized in about the last 5 years in college football. Teams like to defer options until the second half unless there's a severe weather problem. Jim Shoup is our referee, and there you see the rest of the officials for tonight's game. Well, we are all set.
I think teams like to get their defense on the field initially. They would like to get the ball in the second half. And you want to get your defense on. Teams are usually very conservative in the first series of downs. Get your defense out there, maybe stop that team and get the football back, and then it's to your advantage.
And you get good field position if indeed your defense does stop the offense the first time out of the box. And your setup really can be for the rest of the quarter if that's the way it works. Chris Helen and Brian Hinterleiter are back deep for North Hills.
And Brian Hinterleiter is the guy that got North Hills off on a great start in that game they played a number of weeks ago on an outstanding kickoff return, and that whole first half was nothing but North Hills.
Jeff Junko, number 40, in the black, will be doing the kicking off. And again, Chris Helen and Brian Hinterleiter back deep to receive. Kickoff from high school, the 40-yard line. And high school football, the quarters are 12 minutes long, not the 15 you are accustomed to. Junko's kick. Coming to the 12-yard line. Helen across the 25 and out near the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 29. And North Hills will take over first down. 10 yards to go at their own 29. The offensive line for the Indians, Scott Hinterleiter, the brother of Brian McLaughlin at guard, Bill Weistman the center, Garrett Brown right guard, Matt Voppel, 6'5", 290 at tackle. Chris Helen, Jason Bender, the wide receivers, P.J. Morelli, the tight end, running backs, Kevin Golis, Brian Hinterleiter, and the quarterback, the man who makes this North Hills Indian offense go, is Jeff Bender. First and 10 from the 29-yard line. That's Hinterleiter in short motion, and a pitch to Hinterleiter. The sideline is closed, and he's knocked down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Coming up, the cornerback, Pete Habib, number 35. You will hear a great deal about him on offense. And taking a look at that defense for Upper St. Clair, Jim Kalana, Lou Wetzel, Joel Minnick across the front, Doug Whaley, Andy Welty, Keith Martin, Phil Dunn, the linebackers. In the secondary, Habib, Mike Quealy, Terry Hammond, and Kevin Orey. Upper St. Clair plays a 3-4 standard pro defense. Second down and 10 yards to go. Golis, the lone setback. Jeff Bender, short drop, passing the flat, incomplete and almost intercepted. Coming up was Terry Hammonds, and if Hammonds had been looking for the ball instead of Hinterleiter, he might have had an interception and a touchdown, Jack.
Well, he's a strong safety out there. He just read Jeff Bender throwing the ball out in the flat. See Bender looking all the way to his left side. Hammond makes a move on the receiver, not the ball, and it goes for an incomplete pass. Could have been an interception.
Third down and 10. Jeff Bender, the quarterback this year, completed 102 out of 205 passes, just about 50%, for 19 touchdowns. And he is also North Hills' leading rusher, 387 yards, and ran for 6 touchdowns, so he's responsible for 25 of the Indian scores. Third and 10. Blitz on. Bender in trouble. Scrambles out. 35. Got the first down at the 40. He's across the 40 and knocked down at the 43-yard line by Habib. But Jeff Bender with a 14-yard gain and a first down, getting North Hills out of trouble.
Upper St. Clair defense does everything right except tackle the quarterback. Good pressure on Bender. He sees an opening right at the middle. He's got good speed. Makes a few people miss, people falling down in that secondary, and he gets the first down. A quarterback scrambling can really kill a defense, and he got the first down for the North Hills.
Good run by Jeff Bender. As we mentioned, he is the Indians' leading rusher. Just so you know, keep you up to date on the rules. As in college, the clock does stop as they move the chains on a first down. First and 10 from the 43-yard line. Short drop, Bender. The pass is complete for 7 yards to his brother Jason. Jason Bender makes the reception. Bender is indeed the leading receiver on this North Hills club with 49 catches this year. This is number 50.
Talk about being on the same page with your wide receiver and brother. He just puts the football out to the outside in that zone defense, working himself free, and Jason Bender makes the catch.
Bender with 50 catches this year for 9 touchdowns. The twin brother, in case you missed our pregame show. The gain is 9. It is second down and 1, and the first completion of the game for Jeff Bender. Bender firing deep, got a man open on the sideline, and it is intercepted. Terry Hammonds, the strong safety, makes the interception. So on a second down and 1, they went for it all, and Terry Hammonds, junior strong safety, makes the interception.
Terry Hammond is only 155 pounds, but he just sees the football all the way. He's playing center field. That's an underthrow. He just comes back from the underneath coverage and makes the interception.
9:29 to play in the first quarter. We are scoreless. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Growing businesses have a lot to go through, so Mellon's business bankers keep rolling out ideas like the business hotline to keep things running smoothly 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. Financial management seminars to steer you right. Investments as short-term as 7 days to make the most of your company's funds. And with Mellon going farther for you, who knows how far you can go? Call your Mellon banker and get your business moving.
Mellon does what it takes.
Imagine a world beneath the sea with an enchanted McDonald's of pure fantasy, where the Little Mermaid's friend Sebastian and Flounder the fish come to life to grant your holiday wish.
Buy a $5 book of McDonald's gift certificates and get a free plush ornament, either Flounder or Sebastian. I always knew I'd be famous. From the all-new Disney animated feature, The Little Mermaid, now in theaters everywhere.
So come to McDonald's, hurry along, like a true fantasy. It's here then, score.
Your holiday place, McDonald's.
New from Majorette, Sonic Flashers. With flashing lights and sound. The original Sonic Flashers from Majorette.
9:29 to play in the first quarter. After the interception by junior strong safety Terry Hammonds, Upper St. Clair with their first crack at offense from their own 18-yard line. Quarterback Mark Gentili, a junior, completed 36 out of 86 for 7 touchdowns this year. But Upper St. Clair loves to run the football. Fullback Pete Habib across the 20 to the 21. It's a gain of 3. Upper St. Clair offensively. Across the front, Brad Mauersberg, Jake Roninger, Brian Wilson, Lou Wetzel, and Dan Nogar. The wideouts, Eric Lund and Mike Quealy. Phil Dunn, the tight end. The running backs, you've met them, Doug Whaley and Pete Habib. And the quarterback is Mark Gentili, 6'5", 185 pounds. He likes that number 19. I wonder if he patted himself after Bernie Kosar being that tall.
Well, I think one of his idols is John Elway, the outstanding quarterback for the Broncos.
Pitch to Habib. He's in trouble and dropped to the backfield for a big loss. First man to hit him was Brian Hinterleiter. Then coming in was Chris Helen, the cornerback. Good penetration by Brian Hinterleiter. It'll be 3rd and long. For North Hills, Garrett Brown, Bill Weissman, Matt Boppel, 6'5", 290, and P.J. Morelli across the front. Mike McGuire, Tim Redshaw, Tim Sudo, Brian Hinterleiter, the linebackers, and the 3 deep, Jeff Bender, Chris Helen, and Jason Bender. So a 4-4-3 for North Hills. It is 3rd down and 9 from the 19-yard line. Delay handoff to the tailback. Whaley, not much doing. Back to the 21. The gain is 2. That'll bring up 4th down and 7. And we'll see our first punt of the game. Well, North Hills, Jack, does a good job with their first defensive opportunity.
Well, Jack McCurry said, I've got to stop the running game, force the passing situation for Upper St. Clair if we have any chance of winning. If they get their running game going with Habib and Whaley knocking off some big yards up through our defense, we're in a lot of trouble. On those 3 downs, I think they're just played very conservative in the first.
Mike Wheely with a short punt. And it takes a North Hills bounce out of bounds in Upper St. Clair territory around the 40-yard line. So when North Hills comes back, they'll be in excellent field position. 7:13 to play in the first quarter. We have got a scoreless football game. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Sometimes you can tell by the way it looks. Sometimes you can tell by the way it feels. Sometimes it comes to you in broad daylight. Sometimes you find it in the middle of the night. But you know when you got the right one. This is the right one. You know when you got the right.
Are you enjoying the health, wealth, happiness, and love you deserve in life? If not, you should know about a special book called Life Planning. Over 4 million Americans have taken the test for success found in life planning. And colleges and corporations are teaching life planning's winning ways. Don't wait for success.
Insist on it with life planning.
Life Planning, the perfect gift for you or someone you care about, is available at Walden Books and other fine bookstores.
It's not always a punter's fault. We get a 19-yard punt off. You see pressure right up the middle by number 44, Tim Redshaw, right up the middle, almost blocks the punt and forces that 19-yard punt in good field position for North Hills.
At the 40-yard line, 7:13 to play first quarter. So the North Hills Indians with a 1st and 10 at the Upper St. Clair 40-yard line. Remember, this Upper St. Clair defense shut out 6 opponents this year in their 12 games. Jeff Bender at quarterback. And a wing to the left. Bender, he'll take off and run. It's the 32-yard line. Gain of 8 by Jeff Bender. Pete Habib comes up to make the tackle, but Bender with an 8-yard gain. Help there also from Doug Whaley. Remember, in high school football, they play both ways. Many of the players do.
Also, it doesn't matter if you're a skilled position player or not. Habib and Whaley both play. Whaley playing a linebacker, Habib a defensive back, but the offense right now from North Hills reminds me of the West Virginia offense with Major Harris is going back, picking a hole, and letting Jeff Bender run and be the leading rusher.
2nd down and 2 from the 32-yard line. Single back set. Bender scrambles again and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Joel Minnick, number 57, the right defensive end, a junior for Upper St. Clair, makes the tackle for no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Talk about the great athletic ability of Jeff Bender, but right now he's not going to force the football. There's no one open downfield. The St. Clair secondary is doing a good job of covering people. Doesn't put the ball up for grabs. Gets what he can up the middle, and he's about 2 yards short of the 1st down.
Injured player on the field, Jack. It is number 68, Lou Wetzel, the left defensive end. He is a senior for Upper St. Clair. And the medical staff taking a look at him. We talked a great deal about Bender being the key to the offense and also about how Jack McCurry has been so adaptable in terms of changing his football team based on the talent available. 2 years ago, North Hills, when they won the WPIAL Quad A championship, averaged 2 passes per game. This year, they've averaged 22 passes per game. So you can see that while Jack McCurry has a philosophy, he will bend based on the talent available.
You're exactly right. And North Hills has always had the reputation, very tough, very physical, good running game, and outstanding defense. Like I said, when he has got the people that a skilled position, like the Bender brothers and also Helen, who can make big plays downfield, he realized that's the way he's got to go. And on defense right now, they don't have the dominant player. They don't have an Eric Renke out there for North Hills. So they're now a little bit more wide open. And look at this injury right now for Upper St. Clair. Does not look good as he's being helped off the field right now, whether in fact I doubt if he's going to be able to come back and play.
Lou Wetzel, looks like his right leg, lower leg. We'll get a report hopefully from Albie on what's going on. We were missing a 2 on our graphic. 2 passes per game in 1987, 22 per game in 1989. In fact, Jack, every one of North Hills' plays, with the exception of one, has started out at least to be a pass. It is 3rd down and 2 from the 32-yard line. The keeper, and Bender is stopped short of the 30-yard line and maybe short of the 1st down. Phil Dunn, number 88, the inside linebacker, made the stop. It is going to be 4th down and 1. So right away, we've got a decision to make for Jack McCurry.
Well, this was a designed run all the way, a quarterback sweep with Jeff Bender carrying the football. But Phil Dunn comes from the inside linebacking position, nice through, finds a hole, and brings down Jeff Bender about a half a yard short. Phil Dunn has led the team in tackles the last 2 years as starter since a sophomore.
Phil Dunn is about 6 feet tall and about 200 pounds, but talking to a college scout before the game, he says that he is a Division I prospect. He's that good a football player, although size is a problem.
All he does is make plays.
Exactly, he's a football player. 4th down and less than a yard for North Hills. Bender to throw. Firing deep. Incomplete. Out of bounds. The pass from Jeff Bender to Jason Bender, but they roll the pass incomplete. Jason Bender being out of bounds, and so Upper St. Clair will take over on downs at their own 31.
Here's two outstanding athletes. Jason Bender trying to go downfield. Pete Habib on the coverage, man-to-man coverage. He goes up when Bender puts his hands up in the air. Also, Bender is out of bounds. Good coverage. We talked about Habib, a great runner, but also great on defense as well.
5:03 to play. We are scoreless between Upper St. Clair and North Hills. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Compare Chevy Cavalier to Ford Escort. Cavalier has more passenger room, more engine, and more power, yet it's priceless. Can't see the comparison? Neither could I.
For value, nobody's winning like today's Chevrolet. The Hip family finds Ford Escort lacks hip room, while Chevy Cavalier has plenty of room for hips. So much so, it seats 5 people to Escort's 4. And for the hips, that makes Chevy Cavalier a winner by a wide margin.
Celebrate the season and save at Kaufman's, where now through Wednesday an RCA full-size VHS camcorder with power zoom and more is $899.99. A Kenwood 125-watt stereo rack system is $1199.99 with a 6-disc automatic CD changer and a free $100 turntable as a bonus. Plus an RCA 20-inch stereo portable TV remote controlled with on-screen displays is $329.99. Celebrate the season and save through Wednesday at Kaufman's.
First light in western Pennsylvania. From the first farm chores in the countryside to the morning rush downtown, Pittsburgh people are out making news in a city that's growing stronger every day. For over 30 years, WTAE TV has been out there with you. So as the day's light begins to fade, where do most people turn for the first news of the day? WTAE 4 News at 5:30, where the news comes first.
5:03 to play in the first quarter. Let's go down to the field with Albie Oxenreiter for an injury update.
Thank you very much, Stan. First quarter started, but also already injuries. Lou Wetzel, two-way starter for Upper St. Clair. It's a sprained right knee. They have ice on the knee right now, and at this moment, it is doubtful he'll return, but we'll try to get an update for you. Two-way starter Lou Wetzel out with a sprained right knee. Back up to Stan.
Okay, Albie, thanks very much. Well, it's tough to prepare all season long. Camp starting in August. You get to play in a championship game, and you're out in the first quarter. Let's hope that he's okay. Upper St. Clair with their second offensive possession. 1st and 10 from their own 31 after a defensive stand. That's Mike Wheely in motion. Gentili. A good solid run up to the 35-yard line by Pete Habib. First man into the play was safety Jason Bender. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. There you see Pete Habib this year. Habib rushed for 915 yards and 7 touchdowns.
I'll show you how North Hills is trying to shut down the running game. Jason Bender, the free safety, is lining up about 5 or 6 yards off the line of scrimmage. That's how close he is to try to help out on a running play. And even that time, Habib still got 4 yards.
2nd down and 6. Until he fumbles the snap, but he fell on it. The loss will be back to the 33-yard line. A loss of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8. And when you're a running team, you really can't afford to waste a down, Jack. When you're a running team, despite the fact that Upper St. Clair is very explosive on the ground, you get that penalty, all of a sudden it's 2nd and 15. Tough to pick it up in 2 downs.
And also, it's a little more difficult running the football today against North Hills than it was in the first meeting. And you talk about the big defensive lineman in the game. You're talking about Matt Volpel, 280 pounds, trying to secure that middle for North Hills. And so far, Upper St. Clair has had trouble running the football.
3rd down and 8. Upper St. Clair with their first pass of the game. Gentili firing, and it is caught at the 41-yard line, very close to the 1st down. Mike Wheely, the flanker, makes his 15th catch of the year. Very close to the 1st down.
I think Mike Wheely does a good job on the in route of just getting the 1st down. Now, you're a wide receiver for Upper St. Clair. You might as well go to Oklahoma if you're going to be a wide receiver, because you're not going to get the ball that many times. 15 receptions for the year, but he makes a 1st down catch right here.
And he is the leading receiver for Upper St. Clair with 15 receptions. So the first pass of the game for Upper St. Clair by Mark Gentili is complete for a little more than 8 yards, and it is a 1st down. So the Indians, or rather the Panthers, with their first down of the game.
Also, the stick broke. The yard marker broke when he stretched the chain out. He still did get the first down, but they're going to have to go do some repair work on the sidelines.
Well, given the Steeler offense this year, they certainly didn't break from overuse.
It took you 3 minutes and 26 seconds into the first quarter before you got your first one in.
Well, there's 3 minutes and 26 seconds left, so that means that it has been 11 and a half minutes.
You couldn't take it any longer, could you?
No, trying to be good. Whenever I've been so nice all season. Whenever I see you, 41. Inside handoff to the fullback, Doug Whaley. And he gets up to the 44-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 yards to go for the Upper St. Clair Panthers.
You see the North Hills linebackers just crowding the line of scrimmage for maybe a yard and a half off the ball. Not honoring any passing game at all. Say it's awfully tough to run when you got people like 9 people up on the line of scrimmage. Tim Redshaw is their leading tackler.
Jack, when you do have so many people crowding the line of scrimmage, does that make the trapping game that much more difficult if people jam the gaps?
Well, they're taking a rundown blitz almost at Upper St. Clair, but if you do pop one through there, you're to the secondary in a hurry.
Habib, no gain. North Hills defense doing an outstanding job stopping this running game. First man to hit him, P.J. Morelli, also Bill Weistman. Tackle and end coming in. No gain. It is 3rd down and 7. Remember now, Habib averaging 5.5 yards per carry. Whaley averaged 10 yards per carry.
Well, you saw Pete Habib take that stutter step to get his offensive lineman in front of him, but there's just no hole at all. He's a great back to pick his holes and break plays to the outside, but there's nowhere to go. There are just too many North Hills defenders taking every gap.
Habib has carried 5 times for 0 yards. 3rd down and 8. Delay handoff on the draw. Whaley gets out near the 50-yard line, but that'll be short of the first down. Tim Redshaw, as Jack mentioned, number 44, leading tackler on the Indians, stops Whaley short of the first down. It'll be 4th down and 5, and a punting situation.
Well, Doug Whaley can't get into football. You see him getting hit in the backfield, hit again. He had to break 2 tackles to get back to the line of scrimmage and gain a couple of yards. Jim Bender being very conservative right now. Mark Gentile in his first championship game. But when we make too many mistakes right now, he'll punt the football away.
Whaley to punt. Remember last time he almost got it blocked. Gets a high step and a great punt. Jason Bender back. Takes it at the 20. Make it the 17-yard line. And so it'll be 1st down and 10. North Hills from their own 17. 1:05 to play in the first quarter. Let's go back down to Albie Oxenrider. Albie?
Before the game, I was talking about how I would visit with some of the kooks in the stands. I didn't mean to insinuate that Yvonne Zanos and her husband Jim are kooks, but here they are behind the tuba section. What's the deal with the seats?
Yeah, these are not the best seats. Every time something starts to happen, the tuba players get up, so we're thinking we may have to move this way a little bit.
And you say you went over to embarrass your 2 daughters who are both Upper St. Clair students.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure they were here. They're sitting as far away from us as they can possibly get, which is...
Jim's a little bit quiet because of the pit game. Is that what I understand?
Yes, a little bit. A little bit disappointed, Albie.
Something's happening. There's the view that Yvonne Zanos has. The tubas back upstairs.
All right, thanks, Albie and Yvonne. They tried a counter reverse to Chris Helen, but Phil Dunn charged into the backfield and made the tackle.
You see Phil Dunn just reading the play, hitting the gap. When you hit a gap like that, no one's even get close to blocking you. Phil Dunn read it quickly and just came right up the middle and brought Helen down for no gain.
Well, Central Catholic coach John Fischetti said that whichever defense rose to the occasion would be the telling story in the game. Thus far, both defenses have played excellently. Remember, these 2 teams scored 53 points combined in their meeting on September 29th in a 27-26 Upper St. Clair win. Another pitch wide and another night of trouble for Chris Helen. This time it was Joel Minnick, the defensive end, who comes in to make the stop. So 2 pitches wide to either side result in lost yardage for North Hills.
You see the whole Upper St. Clair defense is flowing down the line of scrimmage. There's no place for Chris Helen to turn upfield. When he turns up, they get gang tackled by the Upper St. Clair defense. We talked about the running backs for Upper St. Clair, but their defense has played extremely well the entire season.
That is the end of the first quarter. We have a scoreless football game in this Quad A championship game. This is the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV.
Who says it's tough to get going in the morning? Certainly not the people who take B94 FM to work. Quinn and Banana get you going, and B94 FM keeps you going all day. Quinn and Banana mornings, and always 4 in a row. B94 FM. B94 FM Instant Replay. Wake up with Quinn and Banana on B94 FM.
When the person who doctors the family gets a cough and cold, everyone suffers.
Mom, someone took my sleeve.
I ironed it myself.
Now Dad's ironing your clothes, Mom.
Time to doctor that cough with Robitussin, because more doctors and pharmacists recommend Robitussin than any other cough medicine.
Look, Mom's feeling better. Uh-oh.
Robitussin, recommended by Dr. Mom. Which Robitussin is right for you? Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
According to J.D. Power and Associates, GMC S15 truck owners rank their S15 Jimmy as the highest domestic compact sport utility vehicle for customer satisfaction. That's in a segment where the competition's fierce. When actual owners rank GMC's S15 the best domestic model, there must be good reason. If you're considering a Ford or Chevy pickup, why settle for less than GMC prestige, quality, and advanced technology? Around here, you can have all that at Ford and Chevy prices. No wonder we say you'd be crazy not to.
The following may shock you.
Get down!
Because Night Court contains high levels of laughter.
Oh, baby, you know what I like.
And potentially toxic slapstick.
Oh, my God, no!
Night Court, dangerously funny. Tuesday through Friday at 11:30 on WPIAL TV.
Coming up at halftime, Albie Oxenrider will have scores and highlights of the other 3 championship games played here at Three Rivers today. We'll take a listen to both North Hills and Upper St. Clair's marching bands, and Central head coach John Fischetti will analyze the first half of tonight's game. Set to begin the second quarter, 3rd down and 15 for North Hills. Jeff Bender, half roll, firing deep over the middle. It is intercepted. Kevin Oren. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Upper St. Clair. Kevin Oren, the senior, free safety with the interception and a 36-yard touchdown return. Well, the Upper St. Clair offense had only rushed the ball 8 times for 12 yards. But this is a way to get a touchdown right here.
Jeff Bender just overthrows the receiver. Looked like Chris Helen was the intended receiver. He rolled out to his left and tried to set up and throw the football. And Kevin Ory was right there. That's how you play free safety. Just read the quarterback, and he took it all the way back.
Jeff Junko to attempt the extra point. And he's got it. His 35th extra point of the season. So after the interception, we've got a timeout on the field. The score, Upper St. Clair 7, North Hills nothing. This is the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV.
Sometimes you can tell by the way it looks. Sometimes you can tell by the way it feels. Sometimes it comes to you in broad daylight. Sometimes you find it in the middle of the night. But you know when you got the right one. This is the right one. You know when you got the right.
Shop the Appliance Store, the Tri-State's name brand headquarters for spectacular savings on Pioneer. Audio, car stereo, complete systems, projection TV. Save on popular Pioneer receivers, compact disc players, cassette decks. Save on Pioneer car audio systems. Rich, full-bodied sound in a package you can afford. Save on complete Pioneer systems, including multi-room versatility. And save again on Pioneer projection TV, the finest on the market. Pioneer at the Appliance Store, the best for less.
I'm the dealing man. I'll be it, the dealing man.
Hey, where's everybody going?
To see Al Bennett, the dealing man.
What's going on?
Al Bennett guaranteed lowest prices.
How low can those prices go?
New Ford Ranger, just $65.99. Our lower. I'm the dealing man. Al Bennett, the dealing man.
First touchdown of the game, the interception and return for a score, Jack.
The hardest pass to throw for a right-handed quarterback is to roll to his left and set up and throw the football. You see it's a wobbly pass. He overthrows Chris Helen, and Kevin Orr is right there, makes the interception. He gets a couple of blockers going down the sidelines, and he puts Upper St. Clair on the board.
Kevin Orr, one of two brothers on this team. His younger brother is a sophomore on this football team. Some celebration in the Ori household tonight, pending the outcome of the game. 7-0 Upper St. Clair. That was the first play of the second quarter. Chris Helen and Brian Hitterleiter back deep to accept the kick. Jason Bender with the return on a short kick, and he gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line. First quarter stats, nothing really to brag about for either team. Both offenses having their difficulties getting on track. Upper St. Clair with that vaunted rushing attack, only 12 yards rushing. And for North Hills, 6 more yards. The key play here, of course, the turnover and the touchdown return off the interception.
I think the key being that Upper St. Clair defense, they shut down the running game. North Hills tried to run to the outside, could not do it, and their secondaries played extremely well, picking off the pass for the touchdown.
Bender has thrown 5 times, completed just 1 for 8 yards. Here's a delay handoff to Golis, who gets out to the 30-yard line. Straight handoff, 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 6, and one of the few straight handoffs we've seen thus far from North Hills. Coming up at the end of the game tonight, we'll have the McDonald's Play of the Game, sponsored by McDonald's Restaurant. That's the McDonald's Play of the Game at the end of tonight's Battle of the Best.
And this is where Jeff Bender's got to settle down right now. You threw an interception, but what you do after that is going to be, that's what's critical right now. So he's got to just get the football team back together and just make good, solid plays downfield.
2nd and 6 from the 30. Blitz on. Bender throws, and it is intercepted. Kevin Orr again. A great blitz from the outside by Doug Whaley, number 24, forced Bender to hurry, and Orr has his 2nd interception of the ball game.
This is just good, solid defense and pressure from Whaley from the outside. You see him trying to get his right arm and his hand on his shirt. Another wobbly throw and a good, solid interception by Kevin Orr, reading the quarterback and making a diving interception.
The pass intended for Jason Bender, it never got there. 10:36 to play in the first half. There's a timeout on the field with the score. Upper St. Clair 7, North Hills nothing. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Imagine a world beneath the sea with an enchanted McDonald's of pure fantasy, where the Little Mermaid's friend Sebastian and Flounder the fish come to life to grant your holiday wish.
Buy a $5 book of McDonald's gift certificates and get a free plush ornament, either Flounder or Sebastian.
I always knew I'd be famous.
From the all-new Disney animated feature, The Little Mermaid, now in theaters everywhere.
So come to McDonald's, hurry along, like a true fantasy. It's here then, explore. Your holiday place, McDonald's.
Growing businesses have a lot to go through, so Mellon's business bankers keep rolling out ideas like the business hotline to keep things running smoothly 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. Financial management seminars to steer you right. Investments as short-term as 7 days to make the most of your company's funds. And with Mellon going farther for you, who knows how far you can go. Call your Mellon banker and get your business moving.
Mellon does what it takes.
I was going to tell you about Scuro transmissions, but I think I'll let these folks do it for me.
I brought the car in one evening, and the next day I picked it up, and since then I've had no trouble at all with it.
The estimate and the bill were even below what they had quoted me over the phone, which doesn't happen often, and I was very satisfied with the bill.
Had the best service I ever got.
He knows what he's doing, and he's honest.
Hey, I'm supposed to say that.
It is entirely possible that Jeff Bender wanted to meet Kevin Orr, but not this way, Jack.
No, he's trying to force the football into Jason Bender, but also he's getting pressure. He threw the football with Doug Whaley draped on him, trying to get his right arm on the ball, and it was a wobbly throw downfield, but Kevin Orr just reading the quarterback. You got to read the quarterback's eyes, and for the second time, he picks off another pass.
1st and 10 Upper St. Clair from the 46-yard line. The end around to Dunn, the tight end. 30, 25, 20, still on his feet. Finally knocked out of bounds to the 10-yard line. fake to Whaley, a beautifully conceived play and a beautifully executed play, good for 35 yards.
Great ball handling, but a guy who makes a play at the end of this play is Kevin Ory again downfield. You see a block he throws right here. The spring done for more yardage. Kevin Ory has good block on one of the defensive backs, Chris Helen, and Dunn takes it inside the 15-yard line.
Jason Bender, the free safety, saved a touchdown. First and 10 to the 11-yard line. Pitch wide to Habib, looking for the crack outside, does not get it, and is stopped at the 10-yard line for a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Tim Sudo, number 53. Jason Bender make the tackle. 2nd and 9 from the 10-yard line.
If Upper St. Clair can push this in and take a 14-0 lead, I'm sure Jim Bender will say, North Hills, you're going to see a lot of the running game from here on out with Habib carrying the football and Doug Whaley.
Well, that would have certainly played to their game, running the football. They've only completed 1 pass, but they haven't had to complete anymore. That was good on a 3rd down and 8, and that was good for a 1st down for North Hills.
Bill Dunn on both sides of the football, carrying the ball for that 35-yard end around, and also on defense, had a good game.
Wheelie in motion to the far side, 2nd down and 9. Gentili on the keeper, looking to throw, cuts inside. Nice move, gets to the 6-yard line. Good defense by Tim Sudo, number 53, the inside linebacker. A good fake by Mark Gentili, the junior. He is 6'5", 185 pounds. It'll be 3rd down and 5 from the 6.
You key on the running backs. This time Mark Gentili just takes the football, designed all the way, just turns back inside. At the end, just tucks the football away to make sure he doesn't fumble the ball. I'm sure he's going to throw the football a lot more next year when the graduation takes away Pete Habib and Doug Whaley.
Upper St. Clair has done a good job with misdirection and getting North Hills flowing the wrong way. Upper St. Clair a little bit confused on what to do on this 3rd and 5. 8:46 to play in the 2nd quarter. Let's go down to Albie Oxenreiter.
Thank you, Stan. I'm on the field. We saw Yvonne Zanos. She has 2 daughters at Upper St. Clair, and now we have the parents of the twins that we've heard so much about, Don and Hazel Bender. And I'm sure that you haven't cheered too much yet, but as you know, it's a long game, and you're hoping your sons can pull it through.
Well, I hope so. It doesn't look too good here at the start, but I hope we can turn it around. I'm sure we will.
You might, there's been talk that they might go, Jeff and Jason might be going to different schools, maybe to get apart to create their own identities. Will that probably be the case?
And it will probably be the case.
You have a double dose of nervousness watching these two?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Good luck the rest of the way. Don and Hazel Bender, the parents of Jeff and Jason, back upstairs to Stan.
Thanks, Albie. Interesting that the twins themselves want to split up. Not that they don't like each other or anything, but they don't want to go anywhere and be, quote, the Bender twins. They're going to split up, and they are being recruited by several major schools.
Well, Stanford, Michigan State, Notre Dame, you can go down the list. I didn't ask if Penn State was on that list or not. I don't want to get a recruiting violation slapped on me, so I didn't say anything, but just not only great football players, outstanding students, over 1,200 on their college boards, so they can pick the school they want to go to.
Upper St. Clair called that timeout. It is 3rd down and 5 at the 6, so they can make a 1st down without getting the touchdown.
You got 1,200 on your boards the 4 times added together, right?
4 times over 2 years period, yes. Proposition 48, I was a Proposition 96. 3rd down and 5, and the officials come in and stop play again, and now North Hills wants to call for a timeout. So while they take a timeout, so will we. 8:46 to play in the 1st half. We've got a timeout with the score. Upper St. Clair 7, North Hills nothing. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Every day, thousands of cars are delivered to dealerships all across America. Of all those cars, only a select few ever win a major automotive award. Right now, 5 of those award winners are being delivered to one convenient place, a new Mitsubishi dealer near you.
Yeah, I put new brakes in my car last night. Yeah? Did you go to Meineke? No. Why?
Next time you need brakes, remember, it's smart to come to Meineke.
You know the best place to be in Pittsburgh? Anywhere, as long as it's with your family.
WTAE's Don Cannon.
Our family has this big reunion every year, and it's great. food, the memories, the little inside jokes. When I first came to Pittsburgh, it took people a while to accept me. But I've lived here now with my family for 20 years, working for Channel 4, and now I feel like a native. I used to call this place Pittsburgh.
Everybody, I'm Don.
Now I call it home.
Our stories are real.
A current affair.
Our stories are original.
40 points.
We have no rules here. If you want to see a story that answers the question, no, he didn't do that, did he? Watch A Current Affair.
Guts TV.
Weeknights at 7 on WPIAL TV. There's no one left to take a timeout. Upper St. Clair took one. North Hills took one. Presumably, everybody is ready to go on a very important play, a 3rd down and 5 from the 6-yard line. You're thinking about pass. Leading receiver is Mike Wheely, number 44. Tough to pick up 5 yards on the ground this deep in North Hills territory. With a cross buck to Pete Habib, and he gets to the 2. Jason Bender, the free safety, makes the tackle at the 2. It'll be 4th down and about a yard for 1st down, 2 for the touchdown.
See the offensive lineman pulling to the left, the old Washington Redskin play. You see Habib trying to pick his way, get his shoulder pads down underneath the defender and carry him for another 2 yards to get inside the 2-yard line, and a big decision for Jim Render.
And he's going to take an extra 60 seconds to make that decision as Upper St. Clair again takes a timeout. Interesting, though, Jack, on the goal line that the safety would have to come up and make a touchdown-saving tackle at the 2-yard line. They are doing a good job of clearing out those linebackers.
Well, I think the unsung hero probably is the offensive line for Upper St. Clair. The defense has had a lot of shutouts this year. They've played well. The running backs, we've talked about Habib and Whaley, and all of a sudden the offensive line is not getting the recognition, but they are the guys opening up the holes for those 2 guys. And at the end of the plays, they finish off plays so well. Whaley, very strong running back, very quick. And we just saw Habib carry some people inside the 2-yard line.
Being an old offensive lineman, and I do mean an old offensive lineman, Brad Mauersberg, Jan Groninger, Brian Wilson. Lou Hetzel started the game at right guard. He was injured. Dan Nogar, and the tight end Phil Dunn also in there blocking.
You know, we talked about the offense of Upper St. Clair, but the guys who made the big plays on defense. Pete Habib, man-to-man coverage on Jason Bender, knocking a ball down. Doug Whaley, also the great running back, but also putting pressure on Jeff Bender and almost getting a sack on 2 different occasions.
North Hills actually has done a good job against the running game thus far. Upper St. Clair with 56 yards on 12 carries, but remember, 35 of those yards came on the tight end reverse to Phil Dunn, so by and large, they've done a good job. Upper St. Clair is going for it. They've got a good field goal kicker, and Junko, they're going to go for it. 4th and 1 yard for the 1st down. Doug Whaley, the fake, Gentili, touchdown. The pass complete to Mike Wheely. The play fake inside to Doug Whaley. Gentili kept, and he throws the touchdown pass, his 8th touchdown pass of the year, and the 5th touchdown catch of the year for Mike Wheely.
Just watch how the play action fake. Watch Doug Whaley come over the top as if he has the football, and a lot of people go with him. You see Gentili just roll out and take his time and get the football off to Mike Wheely, who was pretty well covered in the end zone, but a good throw by Gentili gets the touchdown.
Junko with the extra point, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So setting up the interception, the 3rd interception of the day for Upper St. Clair. Upper St. Clair marches for the touchdown and now leads 14-0 with 8:17 to play in the half. One thing about North Hills, though, Jack, 2 years ago, they would have had difficulty coming back, but throwing the football as often as they do, they certainly got the wherewithal to come back in this game, although right now, Jeff Bender has got to settle down. He's thrown 6 passes, been intercepted 3 times.
He's getting a little bit of pressure from the outside, but we'll show the touchdown one more time. And when you're not carrying the football, you also got to finish off the fake. It's not time to take off, and that's what Doug Whaley does, and just sets up this touchdown pass to number 44, Mike Whaley, in the corner of the end zone. But Doug Whaley just took that fake, made people buy the fact he's coming over the top for the 1st down, and that's what you got to do for a good play-action fake.
And let's credit right tackle Dan Nogar, who threw the key block, giving Gentili enough time to throw the football. Line drive on the kickoff. Kevin Golis returns it. I think Good field position across the 30 to the 32. Tried to squib, but it never hit the ground, and so Goldus was able to take it on the fly. Bender thus far, that's Jeff Bender, the quarterback, 1 for 6. He's been intercepted 3 times. He has rushed the ball 4 times for 23 yards. And remember, Jeff Bender, the quarterback, has accounted for about 70% of North Hill's offensive yardage. He's the leading rusher, as well as obviously the quarterback. Bender again firing to the sideline. The pass is complete to the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. And that'll be good for a first down, hitting his twin brother, Jason Bender. And that's good for a first down.
Let's see right now, again, a little bit of pressure by Doug Whaley. He gets outside the pocket, delivers the ball, and this is a big wide receiver. See him right now just running through a tackler and getting it out for the first down. You see Jason Bender just sitting down in the open air. He reads his own defense. He just sits down. His brother Jeff gets him the football about 1.5 yards short, but just keeps those legs driving and gets the first down.
Mike Wheely made the tackle, but it's a first down for the Indians. 1st and 10 from the 43. Bender rolling, running out of trouble. A flag is down. Bender keeps and gets a couple to the 45, but we're going to have a hold, and it's going to bring that play back. Jack, have you noticed Upper St. Clair playing almost exclusively zone on pass defense?
Well, initially on that play, they're playing a 2-deep zone. What they're doing is having their 2 safeties come out and have man-to-man underneath. It's a clipping penalty. It's going to bring this thing back. But good pressure by their defensive line has really been the critical thing for Upper St. Clair. They're putting pressure on Bender every time.
We're going to get a look and see why the penalty was called. Watch number 62, Brian McLaughlin, right from behind, trying to get the defensive player, the nose guard, Jim Colonna.
Jim Colonna has quietly has also had a good game. Good pressure up the middle, forcing Bender out of the pocket. Bender is an excellent runner, but he wants to roll out when on design, not because he's getting so much pressure from the inside of Upper St. Clair. And I'm very impressed so far with the Upper St. Clair defense, not only against the passing game, but also the run as well.
Well, the penalty is accepted, and the loss on the penalty takes it all the way back to the 23-yard line, where it is 1st and 31 for North Hills, already trailing 14-0. 7:18 to play, first half. Jeff Bender, moving pocket, firing deep down the middle, double coverage out there, and the pass is incomplete and almost intercepted. 3 defenders and 2 wide receivers. Chris Helen was the intended receiver, but Mike Wheely, another of the 2-way players for Upper St. Clair, knocks it down.
Guess who is also at the end of this play? Jeff Bender again just throws the football off, trying to get it to Chris Helen. But Kevin Ory is down there way back in the back is Mike Wheely. Kevin Ory almost comes up, but if Mike Wheely stays out of the way, he may have his 3rd interception. That ball was just put up for grabs. Good coverage. Deep zone defense by Upper St. Clair. No chance to get the deep ball.
2nd down and 31. Lest Upper St. Clair get too overconfident here. They, of course, were down 26-7 at half when the 2 teams played in the regular season and came back to win. So they know full well that teams at this level can certainly come back. Quarterback draw, Jeff Bender, he's hit at the 25-yard line. Phil Dunn, who has played a very, very good game tonight, both offensively and defensively, stayed at home, Jack, and made the tackle on Jeff Bender.
You don't care what the down and distance is, you've got to read your keys, and that's what Phil Dunn does here. He just stays in there and makes the tackle on Jeff Bender. Phil Dunn, Pete Habib, Doug Whaley, these guys have played 37 games right now. A lot of experience out there. You see the tackle he puts on Jeff Bender and knocks him back.
Upper St. Clair, senior-laden team. They've played together for a long time. It is no surprise they came into this game undefeated. 3rd down and 28. Straight drop. Bender fires sideline, and it is intercepted at the 50-yard line by Mike Wheely. They had inside-out coverage on Chris Helen. And I don't think Bender ever saw the deep man, Wheely, coming over, just the underneath coverage.
Upper St. Clair is playing a 2-deep zone, 2 deep safeties back here. All of a sudden, here comes Mike Wheely in the open. You think Chris Helen is open downfield? That's not the case. Mike Wheely playing a deep half of the field, reads Jeff Bender, and comes up with a 4th interception for Upper St. Clair.
It is really incredible that North Hills has attempted 9 passes. 4 of them have been intercepted. First and 10, Upper St. Clair at their own 49-yard line. 6:16 to play in the first half. Upper St. Clair leads 14-0.
We don't want to be in a predictable defense.
Doug Whaley inside the 50, 45. He's the 30, 25, 20. He's still on his feet inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. Jason Bender finally pulls him down after a gain of 39 yards. 13 yards. And that's what they can do, Jack. Plug away, boom. They break a big one.
All of a sudden, you hold it down. This was designed to go off tackle. You see right here, he makes the cut back to the outside, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, breaks another tackle, and keeps going downfield. Now he's trying to get behind his blockers. His offensive linemen are a little slower than he is. He cuts back against the grain, uses a stiff arm, did all the right things in that long run by Doug Whaley.
And Mike Wheely, who made the interception, also delivered the key block on that play. Habib up the middle. Touchdown. There's a flag on the play. Pete Habib with a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play.
As we talked about, we're going to call this one back probably for holding, but Pete Habib was lined up at the fullback. He popped it right up the middle, and all he got through the defensive lineman, and he was at the end zone for the touchdown. They'll bring it back probably because of a hold.
The holding call does go against Upper St. Clair, so instead of a 20-0 lead, the ball will be moved back outside the 20-yard line. It'll be first down and very long yardage at the 25, so it'll be first down and 22. 5:45 to play in the first half. Halftime score we wanted to pass along to you. Miami leading Notre Dame 17-10. Not that anybody's concerned with that game. Here's Habib up the middle again, and he gets 4 to the 21-yard line. It'll be second and 18. Tim Sudo, inside linebacker, makes the tackle for North Hills.
This is where, again, they lined up Pete Habib as the fullback. He's the lead guy in the I formation. Doug Whaley is the tailback, and they gave it to him again. They felt it worked the time before that, except for the holding penalty, and he put it in the end zone. Might as well try it again. But that time, North Hill stopped. You see right now, Pete Habib is the fullback. He's normally the tailback, but still gets about 3 or 4 yards.
14 yards on 7 carries for Pete Habib. Second down and 18 from the 21. Habib again. This time he's hit at the line of scrimmage. Gets forward to the 20 for another gain of a yard. Mike McGuire, number 40. Here's a linebacker, Jack, 5 feet 7 inches tall. Pretty tough kid, though. The gain is 1. It'll be third down and 17.
And a lot of the guys will not be going to Division I schools. Obviously, Jason Bender and Jeff Bender will, Pete Habib and Doug Whaley. But a lot of guys will be maybe Division II schools and solid football players who just know how to play, make plays, and should have outstanding college careers as well.
So many times we tend to look at high school football players and forget about them if they don't go to Division I. You know, that's not why they're in school. Third down and 17. Tilly has thrown 1 touchdown pass tonight. Straight drop, looking, firing, deep over the middle, incomplete, no one there. Doug Whaley was the intended receiver. He is complaining he was held up in the pattern. There is no flag. It'll be fourth down and long yardage.
Straight drop back is not what Upper St. Clair likes to do. Although it's a nice tight spiral, there's just no one downfield in the end zone. It goes for the incomplete pass, and looks like Upper St. Clair will try to tack on a field goal here with 4:18 left. But clearly, Doug Whaley was trying to go down. Whaley was trying to go downfield and get tangled up.
This will be a 36-yard attempt for Jeff Junko. He's got 4 field goals on the season. It is long enough, and it is good. Jeff Junko with a 36-yard field goal. And Upper St. Clair increases their lead to 17 at 17-0, 4:14 to play in the half.
I watched Upper St. Clair's practice a couple of days ago, and it was difficult making extra points. There was wind out there as well. But all of a sudden, in a championship game, head down, good follow through, and that ball was dead between the uprights. And remember, those are pro goalposts. They put that thing right down the middle with a lot of leg.
That thing would have been good for 40, 45, and when we talk about the pro goalposts, the reason we do is because they are much narrower than are the high school and or college goalposts that they're used to kicking through. There's some talk about the influence that the pro dimensions have on the game, Jack, but when you factor that in against the thrill of high school kids getting to play at Three Rivers Stadium, it's no contest.
Oh, there's no question about it. Playing down here in front of a big crowd and also being on television, well, these kids really realize that out there. The adrenaline is pumping, even besides the fact it's a championship game.
Junko's kick, very short. And as a result, Kevin Golis with a return gets the ball near the 40-yard line. The drive for Upper St. Clair following the interception by Mike Wheely, 32 yards on 4 plays, ends in the 36-yard field goal by Jeff Junko. The big play, of course, the run by Doug Whaley for 38 yards.
If North Hills just settles down right now and realizing a deep zone that Upper St. Clair is playing and hit the underneath routes, have Jason Bender come underneath 10 or 12 yards, hook patterns, rather than trying to go deep downfield and throwing right into the teeth of that zone.
Under 4 minutes to play in the half. A lot of time. Jeff Bender fires, and it is nice throw and catch. The pass complete to Chris Helen across the 45 to the 46. It'll be a gain of 8, second down and 2. Keith Martin, the inside linebacker, made the tackle.
Good good release by Jeff Bender and a good throw underneath. He had Jason Bender going deep downfield, Helen coming across the middle, put the ball right there. Still good coverage by Upper St. Clair, but Jeff Bender got the football in there.
I'm sure Jack McCurry told his club, look, you get a touchdown in here before the end of the half, it's 17-7, it's a ball game.
Well, I'm sure at halftime when he goes in, he'll remind him about the game they played 4 or 5 weeks ago and realize that you can come back. And you're right, with that type of offense, if Bender settles down, they can come back.
Hinterleiter in motion on second down and 2. Blitz. Bender in trouble. He breaks one tackle, fires on the run, and the pass is intercepted. Mike Wheely, his second interception of the game and second in a row, and Jim Colonna, number 86, put the tremendous pressure on Jeff Bender, who has now thrown 5 interceptions.
There's a lot of reasons why you throw interception, and pressure is number 1. Bender is running for his life, getting all kind of pressure, and puts the football up for grabs, and all of a sudden, Mike Wheely comes out of nowhere, gets it at its high point like he should as a defensive back, and makes another interception.
Again, he was looking for his brother, Jason Bender. 11 passes now have been thrown by Jeff Bender. 5 of them have been picked off, 2 by Mike Wheely. First down and 10 from the 37. This is Doug Whaley looking to get outside. Similar play to the one he broke for 39 yards, but that time the gain is only for 2. Garrett Brown, number 72, the defensive end, made the tackle for North Hills. 2 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the first half.
Doug Whaley just does a good job of getting behind his blockers and just making the correct cut at the right time, whether it's inside or outside. The mark of a good running back is having good vision, and both Whaley and Pete Habib picked their holes extremely well.
Well, we don't need Pete Axthelm to decipher the code of this game. 5 interceptions by North Hills, thrown by North Hills. Habib straight up the middle across the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. It'll bring up third down and 4. Tim Redshaw, inside linebacker, number 44, made the tackle for the Indians. Third down and 4 with 1:35 to play in the first half, and Upper St. Clair leading 17-0.
Tim Redshaw, when I watched the practice over at Pitt Stadium yesterday, it was a day before the game, and they were wearing shoulder pads and helmets, and he was hitting everything in sight. He was so keyed up for this football game. A lot of outstanding hitting going on the day before the football game. It looked like North Hills was ready to play.
Kind of like a young Jack Hill.
Very young.
Very young. 10. Gentili rolling out. He's hit and dropped for a loss by Garrett Brown. Gentili on the rollout. He was looking deep. And a great defensive play by Garrett Brown for the big loss back to the 35.
Mark Gentili looking downfield. What he's got to do right now is pull up. He's got blockers to the outside. Just pull up. He really runs right into the defensive man who brings him down for that huge sack. Garrett Brown, one of the best defensive linemen North Hills has, and they quickly called timeout.
North Hills recognizing that they'll have an opportunity to come back and perhaps get a score on the board. Calls for timeout. 59 seconds left. North Hills now has 1 timeout remaining.
And also Tim Redshaw came very close early in the first quarter of blocking a punt coming right up the middle. And I'm sure Jack McCurry is going to have his team with 10 men up on the line of scrimmage to try to get a block right now, try to get a turnover, and maybe get a score before the end of the half.
Jack McCurry looking for his 4th Quad A title in the decade of the 80s. He's been in 6 championship games, winning in 82, 87, tied Gateway in 1986 and looking for the title tonight. But right now, his ball club is trailing 17-0. That is a tribute to North Hills. They have been in 4 of the last 5 championship games. And, of course, Upper St. Clair looking for back-to-back titles. Pretty tough to repeat, Jack, although certainly the Steelers did it twice in the 70s.
Well, I was kidding Jim Render. Maybe looks like maybe next year he's going to have to do some coaching because a lot of these guys are going to be off to college somewhere, and he's done a great job. You see him right here going to the sidelines and making sure his specialty team know exactly what he wants them to get done here on this punt.
Mike Quealy will punt. Red Shaw's, Jack pointed out, came very close to blocking one earlier. Oh, bad punt by Quealy up the side of his foot, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 46-yard line. So that is going to turn out to be about an 11-yard punt, give or take a couple inches. An 11-yard punt, so certainly North Hills comes out of this better than expected. 53 seconds to play, 1 timeout. So Quealy's punt only goes 11 yards, but Mr. Quealy has 2 interceptions tonight and also threw a key block on a long run that set up an Upper St. Clair score. So he's played very well.
And the type of offense that Upper St. Clair has throughout the year, he probably doesn't get a lot of practice punting this football as well.
That's right. First and 10 from the 46-yard line of Upper St. Clair. North Hills with a chance to do something before the half. Bender rolling. He's hit as he throws, and he throws this one away and out of bounds. Good backside pressure again by Upper St. Clair, Jack. They are getting tremendous pressure, this time on a blitz by inside linebacker Phil Dunn.
Phil Dunn was coming, also Jim Colonna up the middle, just getting pressure. When you get pressure up the middle on a quarterback and make him come out of the pocket, he just can't go back here 7 or 8 yards and set up and throw the football. You get him out of his rhythm, and that's what they've done so far in the first half to Jeff Bender.
Second down and 10 from the Upper St. Clair 46-yard line. You see the time remaining.
Almost every time Jeff Bender delivering the football, I know he has the 5 interceptions, but he is getting hit almost on every play when he's dropping back to throw the ball.
Play smart, Kevin.
Hinterleiter in motion. Good protection this time. The pass is well overthrown. Pass downfield intended for Chris Helen, but way overthrown. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10. And keep in mind, in 12 games this year, Upper St. Clair has tossed 6 shutouts. They've thrown more shutouts than Earl Hershiser.
Well, they're playing a lot of man underneath. I was watching Pete Habib on that play, and he has man-to-man coverage, and he just blanketed his receiver. Outstanding athletes in that secondary for Upper St. Clair. They play that man-to-man underneath with a 2-deep zone behind it, and that's how a lot of the interceptions have occurred.
3rd down and 10 from just outside the 45. Motion far side, slot right. Bender had trouble with the snap. He's hit as he throws. It'll be an incompletion. Pete Habib, number 35 in a corner blitz, came in untouched and whacked Jeff Bender as he threw. And Jack, as you pointed out the previous play, Bender's taking a licking.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's good to see these offensive skilled players make plays on defense. And Pete Habib coming off the corner just makes a good acceleration, not blocked at all, and no chance for Jeff Bender to do anything downfield.
So what will...
He may end up being a linebacker before it's all over.
That's right. Yeah, but he can play. There's the difference. He won't have to go begging Joe Paterno for a scholarship. North Hills has called a timeout to decide what to do. If they run a play, Jack, with 34 seconds to go in the half, the chances are, even if they don't get the first down, Upper St. Clair probably would not even try to come back. So it's really not that risky a play if they want to try to go for it on 4th and 10.
No, I think it'd be a good play for Jack McCurry to try it on 4th down. Mark Gentile works the offense. The running game is a big part of the Upper St. Clair offense. So that's 55 yards away. So it's an opportunity right now for them to take a shot that shouldn't hurt them if, in fact, they don't make it on 4th down.
Jeff Bender now, 3 out of 14, 28 yards, total yards passing, but 5 interceptions. 2 of the catches by his twin brother Jason, Chris Helen with the other reception, but 5 interceptions, 2 by Kevin Ory, 2 by Mike Wheely, 1 by Terry Hammonds, has spelled the story of this game. 10 points directly as a result of turnovers.
I'm sure Jim Render told his team, we're going to try to take away Jason Bender as much as we can from that offense, make someone else beat us on that North Hills team, but try to take away that big play receiver.
Of course, North Hills hasn't tried to throw to the backs, but it's obvious they're double covering Jason Bender. 4th down and 10. North Hills, with little to lose here, will go for it on 4th and 10. Bender's got room to run to the outside. And he does not get to the first down. He's a yard shy, and again, it is Phil Dunn who chased him down. He had to get to the 35, only made it to the 36, and so Upper St. Clair, with 24 seconds left to go in the half, will take over on downs.
Well, it looks like Jeff Bender's going to get the first down. I said he had 4.6 speed in the opening, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a good acceleration, comes Phil Dunn from the inside. He makes the tackle on Jeff Bender right here, and just wraps him up and keeps him a yard or yard and a half short of the first down. Another big play by Phil Dunn.
Well, he's had a tremendous game defensively, a 35-yard gain on a tight end reverse, threw a key block on a long run. Upper St. Clair lines up tight with only 24 seconds. One suspects they will run the play. Mark Gentili drops to one knee, and that should be the end of the first half of play. A first half in which Upper St. Clair, as the undefeated team in Quad A football, dominated most of this season. They have dominated here tonight. We have reached the end of the first half in the Quad A WPIAL championship game. At the end of the half, the score: Upper St. Clair 17, North Hills nothing. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Are you enjoying the health, wealth, happiness, and love you deserve in life? If not, you should know about a special book called Life Planning. Over 4 million Americans have taken the test for success found in life planning, and colleges and corporations are teaching life planning's winning ways. Don't wait for success. Insist on it with Life Planning.
Life Planning, the perfect gift for you or someone you care about, is available at Walden Books and other fine bookstores.
Germany, an exclusive interview with Hitler's personal secretary. She was witness to his crimes, partner in his shame, there for every moment of madness.
I'm still very much ashamed, and I can't forgive myself.
She reveals secrets long buried, intimate details on his last days in the bunker, exclusive, inside the mind of Adolf Hitler.
A Current Affair, Monday at 7 on WTAE TV.
I remember I couldn't have been all of 8 years old, and I was a pretty good soccer player, and I remember we used to play our school soccer matches on a Saturday morning, and I remember this particular Saturday I scored 5 goals by myself, and you know, I was pretty hard on myself there after the match. But this particular Saturday, my dad, being a great soccer player himself, he told me on the way back that I really wasn't that great, having scored 5 goals, because our team won 7-0. But we could have won 10-0 if I had been a little less selfish with the ball. And I think it's a lesson that it was very, very important, because it really brought me down a peg or two and helped me learn some of the values of teamwork and unselfishness at a very young age.
WTAE TV and the Pittsburgh Steelers, helping you achieve your personal best.
Welcome back to Three Rivers Stadium, the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV. We are at halftime, and the undefeated Panthers of Upper St. Clair with a commanding 17-0 lead over the 10-2 North Hills Indians. Despite the fact it was 17-0, the story of this game has been defense. Jeff Bender, the North Hills quarterback, has been intercepted 5 times tonight. The second interception of the night, this return by Kevin Ory, a 36-yard interception and return for a touchdown. That put Upper St. Clair up 7-0. Another interception, one of the 5, set up a field goal. Upper St. Clair, with their defense, a commanding 17-0 lead here at the half. Down the field at Three River Stadium, let's go down to Albie Oxenrider. Albie?
Thank you, Stan. It was a busy day here at Three River Stadium, the culmination of the 32-team football playoff system in the WPIAL. We have 2 champions who are repeat champions, 2 champions who have won for the 2nd straight year, and we have a brand new champion. The single A, double A, and triple A games are complete. And here's a recap of Championship Saturday in the WPIAL. Single A championship, the Clairton Bears put their perfect record on the line against the Laurel Spartans. Clairton didn't waste any time in this one. They scored 2 first-quarter touchdowns, including this 23-yard interception return by Louis Fuqua. With the point after, it was 14-0 Bears. But what a comeback for Laurel. Quarterback Chris Hupko scores on the quarterback keeper. 2-point conversion, no good, so it was 14-6 Clairton at halftime. The Spartans continued their comeback in the third quarter. It's Hupko again, but this time he does it on defense. He returns this interception all the way for a touchdown. 2-point conversion, again, no good. The Clairton's lead was down to 14-12. Later in the third, Hupko scores his third touchdown. But this time, Laurel scored the 2-point conversion, and the Spartans had their first lead at 20-14. But Clairton scored the game winner. It came on a touchdown run by Ron Berry, and the Bears finally win a WPIAL championship.
This is our 4th time here, and we finally won one. And I told the kids when they took the lead, I said, are we going to be champs, or are we going to be satisfied being runners-up? And they said, we want to be champs.
In AA, Steel Valley was looking for its 2nd straight championship, but the road to another title went through Freeport this year. No question about it, the Freeport Yellow Jackets came to play. This first-quarter touchdown pass to Joe McGrath gave Freeport a 7-0 lead. Steel Valley tied the game on this touchdown. Robert Thompson goes right, and we're tied 7-7 at halftime. Third quarter, Steel Valley takes its first lead. Marcel Weems, a quarterback keeper, extra point no good, but the Ironmen still led 13-7. But Freeport went back in front. Great play here by Ryan Redmond. He just will not go down. It's a Jackets touchdown, and with the point after, it's 14-13 Freeport. So it all came down to one last drive for the Ironmen, and they showed why they're the champs in AA. Steel Valley gets a touchdown by Marcel Weems. The Ironmen repeat as AA champs as they beat Freeport 20-14.
We're happy with the win, and hey, maybe we got 2 more left. I don't know.
Thanks. In the AAA championship, Aliquippa was trying to repeat under new coach Frank Morocco. The Quips were up against Terry Henry's Seneca Valley Indians. First quarter, 2nd and 13 for Seneca Valley. Sean O'Shea intercepted by Arno Askew, and it's goodnight Mona. Askew takes it back for a touchdown, and with the point after, the Fighting Quips led 7-0. Both teams traded field goals, and it was 10-3 Aliquippa at halftime. Third quarter, the Quips jumped out to a 17-3 lead. It's a touchdown by Shari Smith, and the Fighting Quips are in business. Seneca Valley made it a game, though. Quarterback keeper by Sean O'Shea. The Indians went for 2, but they missed it, but they're still within 8 points. But in the end, Aliquippa holds tough, and they win the AAA championship for new coach Frank Morocco. Congratulations once again to Aliquippa, Clairton, and Steel Valley champions this year. And, of course, we're at halftime at Battle of the Best. The bands also follow these championship football teams, and we have 2 great bands tonight. The North Hills band gets a chance to go first because they're the visiting team. Let's take a look at the Fighting Indians Marching Band, 154 members strong. just enjoyed the Fighting Indians Marching Band from North Hills High School. It was a 10-minute halftime presentation. Rita Kalajuris is the music director. Bob Lucas is the drum major. They just came back as winners of the Commissioner's Trophy, which is given to the best band in Allegheny County. We enjoyed the halftime show from the North Hills Band, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll hear from the Upper St. Clair Marching Band. You're watching the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Tonight on WTAE 4 News.
Good evening, I'm Tom Randles, and this is the WTAE 4 News Halftime Report. Here are some of the stories we're following tonight. A piece of the Berlin Wall is now in Pittsburgh, brought here to represent a new age of hope and freedom. During a special ceremony held today to celebrate the crumbling of the infamous barrier, a styrofoam replica of the wall was torn down. Pittsburgh's piece of the wall will not remain in the city. It will be taken to Washington and presented to President Bush. And in Czechoslovakia, despite the resignation of the Communist Party leader and 16 members of the Politburo, there are still more cries for reform. Today, the entire communist leadership in the city of Prague stepped down, and a new party chief was appointed. It's a wild and woolly weekend in Indiana, PA, as more than 500,000 Christmas trees head to all parts of the world. Christmas tree growers call this weekend wild and woolly because it seems as if everybody wants their Christmas trees at once. Workers are busy loading the bales of trees onto trucks. It's prime time for tree sales with 5 weekends left before Christmas. And in sports, Penn State beats Pitt 16-13 to snap a 2-game losing streak against the Panthers. After the game, Penn State accepted a bid to the Holiday Bowl in San Diego on December 19th. The Panthers have accepted a bid to the John Hancock Bowl in El Paso, Texas on December 30th. And Susan, what can we expect weather-wise tonight?
Well, we do have a few rain showers moving in our direction, which should get here within the next several hours. They're going to stick with us all night long through the early morning hours, but then a high-pressure system will be moving in. So before Sunday's over, we should see some sunshine. And temperatures, Tom, for the next couple of days are going to be in the upper 40s. In fact, by Tuesday, we expect to climb into the 50s. So we're looking real good for the next several days.
That sounds extremely good,
Very
Susan.
warm.
All right, thank you. That's all for now. Join us for these stories plus all of today's football action coming up on WTAE 4 News at 11.
We're at halftime of Battle of the Best. Upper St. Clair Panthers lead North Hills 17-0. Welcome back to Three River Stadium. I'm Albie Oxenrider. That's the score for the Battle of the Best. And here on the field, the Battle of the Bands. We just heard from the North Hills Band, and behind me, the Upper St. Clair Panthers Marching Band is in action. They are 185 members strong. Jim Bennett is the music director. Greg War is the drum major. They're featuring a version of Firestorm right now, featuring the Majorettes. So let's listen now to the Upper St. Clair Panthers Marching Band. listening to the Upper St. Clair Panthers marching band. We heard versions of Firestorm, Spain by Chick Corea, and now Birdland by Weather Report. 185 members in this band, and these people work as hard as the football players through the summer months and through the entire season, culminating tonight at Three River Stadium. So that's the battles of the band here at Three River Stadium at halftime. When we come back, Stan Savran, Jack Ham, and Central coach John Fischetti will analyze the first half. 17-0, North Hills over Upper St. Clair over North Hills. We'll be right back. You're watching the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
The creative arts, beauty, pride, expression, but rarely a career opportunity until now. Never before has there been a better time to choose a culinary career or a more exceptional place to begin than the Pennsylvania Institute of Culinary Arts. Call 566-CHEF and let your imagination soar. Discover the artistry of international cuisine, working with world-class chefs in one of America's premier culinary schools. Earn a specialized associate degree and be on the job in just 16 months. Become a chef, pastry chef, caterer, restaurant manager, or owner. Call 566-CHEF. The Pennsylvania Institute of Culinary Arts. Develop the ability to turn what's commonplace into a thing of beauty and your love for the art of cooking into a rewarding, successful career.
Welcome back to Three River Stadium. We are at halftime in the Quad A championship game. Upper St. Clair leading North Hills 17-0. Rejoining us now is the head coach of Central Catholic's high school football team, John Fischetti. John, are you surprised by the score at the half?
I'm a little bit surprised. Yeah, I think the biggest factor is the turnovers. You know, you can't have 5 interceptions in a half and expect to be close, even though they are still close and they're still in the game.
I think a better question might have been not surprised necessarily at the score, but the way it was achieved. A kid like Jeff Bender, who's just been a great quarterback for North Hills, throwing 5 interceptions out of 13 passes.
Yeah, exactly, Stan. I think what he has to do now is just put that half behind him mentally and come out and do his thing. You know, they have the type of offense that they can still come back and win the game, or at least get back into it.
You're Jack McCurry in the locker room. What do you tell your kids at halftime?
Exactly what I just said. They have to just block that first half out. The 5 turnovers didn't happen. Forget about it and come back. You know, in the last game against St. Clair, they scored 26 against them in the first half. And there's no reason, you know, if you're Jack McCurry, no reason you can't do it again. You got to tell his team.
Is Jeff Bender, is he forcing the football? Is he not reading the coverages properly? What's the problem in the first half?
It looked like a couple of times he floated the ball in and just got it picked off. A couple of times he forced it in. He threw behind the receiver one time going across the middle. And, you know, he just got to settle down and play his own game.
John, having seen North Hills many times over the past, Upper St. Clair over the past couple of years, have they changed their coverage that Bender might be confused in terms of reading coverages?
It looks like they're playing a lot of 2 deep and 5 underneath man zone. Sometimes they're even dropping 8 guys off in coverage and mixing it up with the blitz. I think what they have to do is first of all, block the nose guard. Jim Colon is having a tremendous half. They have him, you know, block him a whole lot of times, and when they have, like I say, Bender's looking down the field and seeing 7 and 8 guys covering.
Speaking of 7 and 8 guys covering, has Upper St. Clair double covered his twin brother Jason? That is his primary target.
I haven't really noticed it, Stan, but they probably are. And like I said, he has to go to other guys and shorten, in my opinion, shorten the passing game up, little short passes, and get back into a rhythm, get some confidence back.
I'd like to talk about defense. How about the play of Phil Dunn in the first half?
Just outstanding. The whole defense of Upper St. Clair is so quick that they're just running past the North Hills blockers on a lot of plays, and they have to make adjustments for that.
Without much of a running game, could North Hills slow the pass rush with some play faking or throw to a back, throw to a tight end rather than looking downfield?
I think that's what they have to do. Like I said, shorten things up and maybe try to run the ball a little bit right at them to slow down that blitzing and that stunning. And when they're dropping 8 guys off, it's hard to throw, you know, with only 5 receivers going out and sometimes only 4. So maybe try to run the ball a little bit.
Earlier in the ball game, John, Jeff Bender took off on some quarterback keepers, some bootlegs, and then they stopped doing that. Would you expect more of that to stretch the defense a bit?
I think they probably will. Yeah, he's their leading rusher on the season, and I think he's been the focal point of the offense the whole first half.
Okay, John Fischetti, thanks for being with us here at halftime. John Fischetti, the head coach at Central Catholic High School. Both teams coming back onto the field at Three River Stadium. We are at half and just about ready for the second half kickoff. The Battle of the Best on WTAE TV with Upper St. Clair leading 17-0.
There's a car that can make you feel good all over. It has lots of room for your legs. It has a choice of 9 exciting colors to delight your eyes. It has a new, more powerful engine for your right foot. And with its low Chevrolet price, it'll do wonders for your smile. Chevy Cavalier. When it comes to cars that make you feel good, nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America.
Hi, I'm Joe DiNardo.
And I'm Kathy Seviller.
And we're here to announce the start of a wonderful relationship.
Everyone at Shop and Save is proud to say we've now become partners in Project Bundle Up with WPIAL TV. In fact, for every Shop and Save brand product purchased during November, we'll donate a penny to help buy warm clothes for kids who need them.
And you know, you'd be amazed at how fast these pennies can really add up. And thanks to Shop and Save, we'll be able to make many more children warmer this winter.
If you're out to be the best football player you can be, then you have to keep your focus on that, whether it's the best student, if you're working on a project, if you're working on a term paper, it's important to focus all your energy and your efforts into that term paper. It really doesn't matter whether you get an A or whether you get a C. What's important is knowing that you have done everything you can in your powers to do the best you possibly can.
WTAE TV and the Pittsburgh Steelers, helping you achieve your personal best.
In the first half, Upper St. Clair with that strong running game. Actually, North Hill's not done a bad job stopping the running game. 97 yards running, but 35 came on one play. 19 yards passing, 107 yards total offense. Mark Gentile, 2 out of 3, but one of them for a touchdown, a 6-yarder. They have not turned the ball over, and indeed, that's the key to the ball game. As we look at the page on North Hills, look at the second line from the bottom, Jack. 5 turnovers. That's really the story of the game.
No question about it. And I think what John said is right. You're going to have to. They're only down 17-0. They got an offense. They can get back into the game. But I think Jeff Benner's going to have to be a little bit patient. Take the underneath routes. Maybe use his brother to decoy downfield. Take him down deep and have Chris Helen coming underneath. Throw to some of the backside of the backfield. Because right now Upper St. Clair is going to try to take away that deep ball. And for the entire first half, that defense wasn't able to do that.
Upper St. Clair won the toss to start the game. They deferred the option, so now with the option, they will choose to receive the ball, as you see indicated there by the referee. Individually, mentioned Mark Gentile, the quarterback for the Panthers, 2 out of 3, 10 yards. Touchdown pass. Pete Abebe, 9 carries for 20 yards. Doug Whaley, 5 carries for 49 yards. Dunn had that tight end reversed, 1 carry, 35 yards. For North Hills, Jeff Bender, tough first half. 3 out of 14 for 28 yards, 5 interceptions.
I've got a very important announcement. The rights to this broadcast have been granted to WTAE by the WPIAL. Any rebroadcast of this telecast without the permission of WTAE and the WPIAL is strictly prohibited. That's
nicely done, and we're getting a round of applause here in the booth.
That's usually your job. Are we phasing you out?
And a wise move nonetheless. No, I'm just overburdened carrying you around for 2.5 hours. I'll let you do that. You did it on the last Steeler game. You did very well. We'll make you a broadcaster yet. Then we can work on me. Doug Whaley and Pete Abebe, the Gold Dust twins for Upper St. Clair, back deep for Upper St. Clair. Jason Bender to kick off for North Hills. Looking to angle it. Abebe, 25-30, still on his feet across the 35 and out to the 36-yard line. The twisting return by Pete Abebe. Mark Kasperowicz makes the tackle for North Hills, and Upper St. Clair will start out at their 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
And this may be the most important series in the second half. I'm sure Jack McCurry from North Hills told his defense, we got to get the football back 3 and out or create a turnover, get it back for our offense. We can try to get right back in the game early here in the 3rd quarter.
There's Mark Gentile, quarterback for Upper St. Clair. We got a problem with the clock. They did not run the clock on the kickoff. They're going to get it set. We're down to 11:54. Now they should be all right to run it again.
Come on, oh! Let's go!
I think we're all set now.
Come on, oh!
It's really not a matter of Upper St. Clair sitting on the ball now, Jack. This is the offense they run. They're just going to run the football.
And North Hills knows that. They should be crowding the line of scrimmage. You see people, there's 8 or 9 people up on the line of scrimmage.
Doug Whaley out to the 38-yard line for 2. It'll be second down and 8. P.J. Morelli, number 83 for North Hills, makes the tackle. And we got a player down, I'm afraid. And I believe it's P.J. Morelli who made the tackle on the play. Yep, P.J. hurt on the play. He's being attended to.
He's had a couple of injuries. He just came back in the Upper St. Clair game. That was his first game back after having an accident with a dirt bike during the summer. He came back for the first game. He's played extremely well. Just getting back into shape and now down on the ground here in the championship game.
Some of you may be surprised by the score in this game in the third quarter. Keep you up to date. Miami now leads top-ranked and undefeated Notre Dame 24-10. The Hurricanes by 2 touchdowns over the Irish.
You see all the linebackers just forcing the line of scrimmage. He just gets bent, and one of the offensive linemen falls in the back of his leg. And he gets bent backwards, and that's power. Like I said, North Hills crowding the line of scrimmage and bringing everybody up on the line, knowing that Upper St. Clair would love just to continue to run the football here in the second half.
Miami now has increased their lead over Notre Dame to 27-10 with less than 2 minutes to play in the game. So Miami's going to win that football game, which throws everything into a jumble, and one would think that Colorado will be the nation's #1 team heading into the Orange Bowl against Notre Dame, and who knows how far Notre Dame will drop. Who knows how far Miami will move up.
One thing you got to give Notre Dame credit, though, they have played a tremendous schedule, all the tough teams, all the way down the line. Defending national champions, they didn't duck anybody. The schedule broke. They're playing a lot of tremendous teams, and Miami down in Miami, that you knew they were going to be up for that football game, and their defense probably played extremely well.
And it's not inconceivable that Notre Dame, depending on how far they might drop, could come back and win the national championship.
Is there any way that Penn State, with their 16-13 win today, can they sneak in there?
Not with you as one of their alums. There's no way that they'll vote. 11:25 to play in the third quarter. I'm afraid P.J. Morelli still on the ground. We are going to take a timeout. The score, Upper St. Clair 17, North Hills nothing. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Growing businesses have a lot to go through, so Mellon's business bankers keep rolling out ideas like the business hotline to keep things running smoothly 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. Financial management seminars to steer you right. Investments as short-term as 7 days to make the most of your company's funds. And with Mellon going farther for you, who knows how far you can go. Call your Mellon bank. Your business moving.
Mellon does what it takes. Sometimes you can tell by the way it looks. Sometimes you can tell by the way it feels. Sometimes it comes to you in broad daylight. Sometimes you find it in the middle of the night. But you know when you got the right one. This is the right one. You know when you got the right.
Hey, fella, let's talk turkey here. Thanksgiving's over, so it's time to gobble up the values at your local Dream Waterbed store. And we're talking tasty deals on every waterbed in stock. Complete bedroom suites and bedroom furniture. Day beds in a veritable cornucopia of styles. And soft-side waterbeds that are a feast for the eyes and the budget. We're serving up the savings at all 15 Dream Waterbeds locations during our bountiful after Thanksgiving sale. Oh, I knew we should have passed on that 6th serving. Hey, is that pumpkin pie or what? Come on, send some of that down.
We're happy to tell you that P.J. Morelli walked off the field under his own power. For a further update, let's go down to Albie on the sideline. Albie?
Well, Stan, it's good news that he did walk off the field under his own power. Morelli apparently was knocked out on the field. As you saw, he was motionless for a while in the middle of the field. Trainers are working on him right now. They're checking his eyes to see if they're dilated. They're having him count up to 10, down from 10. They're giving him smelling salts just to try to revive P.J. Morelli, defensive end for North Hills. Back up to Stan.
The play was a 2-yard gain. It'll be second down and 8. Gentili to throw, looking deep on the sideline for Quealy. Great catch at the 37-yard line by Mike Helen, the defender on the play. But what a great adjustment on the ball, Jack.
Chris Helen had good coverage on the inside, saw the football all the way. Quealy adjusted to the ball, realized it was an underthrow, just came underneath Helen and made an outstanding catch. Upper St. Clair just can do nothing wrong here so far in the football game, making all the big plays.
25-yard gain, and just a beautiful catch by Mike Quealy. Gentili now 3 out of 4, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line for Upper St. Clair. Leading 17-0 in the third. Pete Habib straight up the gut. Wants to dive across the 35 and down to the 32-yard line. A gain of 5. Matt Baupel, the big 6'5", 290-pound defensive tackle for North Hills, made the stop. And you see Jim Render, head coach at Upper St. Clair, seeking his second consecutive Quad A championship title. Second down and 5.
Got to enjoy what he's seeing with the offensive line coming off the ball, and Pete Habib, just a physical running back, just getting 5 yards and first down.
Dunn comes from right side to left side on 2nd and 5. Gentili on a keeper, I think it was a broken play. He'll lose the yard to the 33. It was a broken play. They don't run much option. Matt Dorino, who took the place of Morelli at right defensive end. Dorino, number 87, made the tackle for a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6. And there's the final, Miami of Florida. I thought it might be Miami of Ohio, my alma mater, but no, Miami of Florida beats Notre Dame 27-10. So the Irish, the longest major college winning streak in the country, it is over. And we have a new #1 team. One assumes it'll be Colorado. And that throws the Orange Bowl into a dither. 3rd down, 6. This is Habib breaking tackles and a terrific run to the 24-yard line. Pete Habib was hit several times, but fought forward for an Upper St. Clair first down. Tim Cagle made the stop.
One defensive player does not bring Habib down. You see him break a tackle at the line of scrimmage, jump over people, just keep those legs going and get his shoulder pads down and just continue to get yardage where it looked like he's be stopped for about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Good news from the North Hills sideline. P.J. Morelli is okay and may come back into the game. First down and 10 from the 24-yard line. Under 9 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Upper St. Clair leading 17-0. Whaley hit just as he got the football, and he'll lose a yard outside the 25-yard line. Good defensive pressure that time by Tim Redshaw, who got penetration along with Tim Cagle.
It's one of the few times one man is brought down. Doug Whaley, who's lined up at the tailback, and just the blocking broke down at the line of scrimmage, and Tim Redshaw just read it perfectly and brought him down.
Well, certainly the North Hills Indians defense knows a touchdown here, and they would be just about out of it, down 24-0. 8 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 11. Habib looking to get outside, cannot do it. Again, the North Hills defense getting good penetration. Jason Bender, number 88, made the tackle. A gain of about a yard, yard and a half. It'll be 3rd down and about 10.
We talk about North Hills playing run-down defense. You see Habib right now breaking to the outside, and the guy that comes up and makes the play and makes the tackle here at the end is Jason Bender, the free safety, up on the line of scrimmage, almost in the backfield. They're overplaying the run.
Let's give credit to Matt Dorino, too. He really forced him into the arms of Jason Bender. 3rd down and a bit more than 10. Ball at the 25-yard line. Gentili 3 out of 4 for a touchdown tonight. Fake. Gentili looking, throwing in the end zone. Man wide open. Touchdown. Phil Dunn. The touchdown pass, 25 yards. Mark Gentili to Phil Dunn.
Excellent play fake. They faked the run. The defense of North Hills bought it on the play, and Phil Dunn, who may be my MVP right now, is a perfectly thrown ball. Gentili lays the ball out there, and Phil Dunn can easily run underneath it. Great execution by Upper St. Clair. They did exactly what North Hills didn't want them to do.
Bender twins back on defense, but to no avail. 7 minutes, 18 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. We've got a timeout on the field with a score. The Upper St. Clair Panthers 24, the Indians of North Hills nothing. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
imagine a world beneath the sea with an enchanted McDonald's of pure fantasy, where the Little Mermaid's friend Sebastian and Flounder the fish come to life to grant your holiday wish.
Buy a $5 book of McDonald's gift certificates and get a free plush ornament, either Flounder or Sebastian. I always knew I'd be famous. From the all-new Disney animated feature, The Little Mermaid, now in theaters everywhere.
So come to McDonald's, hurry along, like a true fantasy. It's here then, score. Your holiday place, McDonald's.
Are you enjoying the health, wealth, happiness, and love you deserve in life? If not, you should know about a special book called Life Planning. Over 4 million Americans have taken the test for success found in life planning, and colleges and corporations are teaching life planning's winning ways. Don't wait for success. Insist on it with Life Planning.
Life Planning, the perfect gift for you or someone you care about, is available at Walden Books and other fine bookstores.
First light in western Pennsylvania. From the first farm chores in the countryside to the morning rush downtown, Pittsburgh people are out making news in a city that's growing stronger every day. For over 30 years, WTAE-TV has been out there with you. So as the day's light begins to fade, where do most people turn for the first news of the day? WTAE 4 News at 5:30, where the news comes first.
When you run the ball as effectively as Upper St. Clair, the play fake can be beautiful.
The reputation of the running game, you're exactly right. North Hill's bought the run. They do a good job of play action, faking, and Phil Dunn may want to be a tight end in college, but instead of a linebacker if he wants to downgrade himself a little bit. But he makes an easy touchdown catch. But you see the defense from North Hill they sold themselves on the running game, and I'll tell you, it was a good throw by Mark Gentile. He just laid the ball out there, let your man run underneath it. Don't try to drill the football in there, and he threw it exactly, put it right there.
Jack, I asked John Fischetti, the head coach of Central Catholic, before the game, with the vaunted reputation of the running game of Upper St. Clair, if North Hills could stop it, could Mark Gentile in the Upper St. Clair passing game move the football team? Well, Mark Gentile, 4 out of 5, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. The answer in the affirmative. Great kick by Junko. Long way back. And in high school football, once the ball goes in the end zone, that's an automatic touchback. You cannot run it back out. So North Hills will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. 7:17 to play in the third quarter, and 24-0 lead for Upper St. Clair. If North Hills is going to make something happen, it's got to start on this drive. The wind is really kicking up here, and it's swirling around. It's difficult, but right now it is blowing in the face of the North Hills Indians.
It won't bother Upper St. Clair all that much on their handoffs.
No, that's right. That Upper St. Clair has been blowing in the face of North Hills all game long. Here's a trap. Gain of a couple by Kevin Golis. Pete Habib makes the tackle. Give him a gain of 3. Make it 2nd down and 7.
Pete Habib just comes up, and I'll tell you, he just does not play offense. He came up and made a stick right at the line of scrimmage, read the play, red run. Those guys that are playing two ways in the third and fourth quarter can maybe get a little bit tired, but so far Upper St. Clair looks very strong.
You're thinking about college prospects. Habib, 6 feet, 190. Whaley, 5'11", 190. So good size for Division I college football players. Bender to throw, fired, incomplete, and intercepted. Mike Whaley, his 3rd interception of the night. Mike Whaley with 3 interceptions tonight. The 6th interception for Upper St. Clair. Whaley with 3 interceptions and a touchdown reception.
You see, just sets back. That time he just gets pressure at the end. Just delivers the football. It went right through the hands of his brother, Jason Bender. And up over the top is Quealy, who makes the interception. He also made an outstanding catch from Mark Gentile coming underneath the receiver. So he's got great hands and comes up with that interception again.
Mike Wheeler, we talk about major college prospects. He also has excellent size. You see him going wide to the right. He's a flanker as well as a corner. 1st down and 10, Upper St. Clair at the 22-yard line of North Hills. Up the middle is Habib, and he's gone for a touchdown. Pete Habib, 22 yards and a touchdown, and this game is over.
I'll say, I think Pete Habib likes to be lined up at fullback. He played tailback his entire career. His lined up as a fullback, and he hits that hole so quick with his shoulders so low. He's in that secondary before North Hills really realized it and takes it all the way in for the touchdown.
And remember, Habib had a touchdown call back and a holding penalty.
See him lined up in a 4-point stance, and he just breaks the tackle. Not very many moves. Right up the middle. Good blocking by the offensive line to give those guys a lot of credit. And when Habib gets into that secondary, they're not going to catch him.
6:25 to play in the third quarter, and Upper St. Clair, which led at half 17-0, now leads 31-0. 6 interceptions in this ball game, all by Upper St. Clair.
Jim Render has his team prepared not only offensively but defensively in that secondary. They realize that North Hills loves to throw the football. That's the big part of their offense. They put pressure, shut the running game down early in the first quarter, and have put pressure on Jeff Bender almost every time, and has come up with so many interceptions and big plays. You just see, he just gets the handoff to Habib. They get pressure up the middle, and a trap. Boy, I tell you, you break the trap right up the middle, and you are gone into that secondary, and you don't bring down Pete Habib as he goes in for the touchdown.
The winner of this game tonight will go on to the PIAA playoffs, and if it is Upper St. Clair, which it appears it's going to be, they will battle another undefeated team, Hollidaysburg, undefeated this year, in the PIAA semifinals next week. The kick coming to Helen, 20, 25, 30, on his feet across the 30, and out to the 33-yard line. Let's go back down to the sideline, and Albie Achtenreiter. Albie?
Well, Pete Habib just gave Upper St. Clair a 31-0 lead, and this is the Pete Habib family. It comes from a family of 8 children, mom and dad, and just about the entire crew down here on the sidelines. There's one more up top in a private box. He says he's having too much fun to come down. How about a group cheer? Let's go back up to Stan Savard.
I guarantee Albie will come out of there with one of those buttons. He's not doing anything for free. Jeff Bender tried a counter. He's hit and dropped for a loss at the 30-yard line by Joel Minnick, junior defensive end, number 57. Went with a play fake, tried the counter play fake, and then a rollout. Nothing there or there. 5:40 to play in the third quarter. Upper St. Clair leading 31-0.
A lot of good athletes in that secondary. Kevin Ory with a couple of interceptions. Queeley with a couple of interceptions. Habib making big plays as well.
After the interception by Queeley, just one play, 22 yards. Pete Habib on the touchdown run. North Hills now facing a 2nd down and 12 from just outside the 30-yard line. Has not been their night. Here's a reverse, almost a busted hand up to Jason Bender from his brother, Jeff. Gets out near the 40-yard line. Joel Minnick again making the tackle. The gain out to about the 38-yard line, they're going to call it. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Well, this is the play that North Hills loves to run. A little confusion in the backfield, just a flanker reverse to Jason Bender trying to find something downfield, but that secondary of Upper St. Clair gang tackling, everybody getting to the football, and they realize Jason Bender is the big play guy for North Hills, and they want to make sure there's a lot of people around him.
And North Hills has called a timeout as they face a 3rd down and 4, trailing 31-0. Pete Habib now with 13 carries, 57 yards, and the 1 touchdown.
In the first game they played, it was a 27-26 win by Upper St. Clair when they came back from being down 26-7. They made a lot of big plays by getting Jason Bender in the slot, put him in motion. They lined him up at tight end, and there was a confusion in the Upper St. Clair secondary. That has not been the case today. They've been well prepared and ready to go.
Jack mentioned the talent both offensively and defensively. These are the two-way starters for Upper St. Clair. They've all played very well on both sides of the ball, Jack.
I think if I'm Jim Render, I like to keep those guys on the field as much as I can. That's an easy decision for them. They're outstanding athletes. And you realize those guys are, they don't just take time off on defense. Even Doug Whaley, who just puts pressure on he's an outside linebacker, puts pressure on the quarterback. So Going both ways, I think those players just love doing it. They played together a long time. They're a solid football team. They won it last year, and I think they were very quietly confident that they would come in here and win tonight.
And North Hills with several players going both ways. We're so conditioned to pro and college football, we forget that in high school you play both ways. You put your best athletes on the field as often as you possibly can.
That's why I was never in the lineup in high school.
Yeah, well, even when you weren't in the lineup. We saw Phil with you, Jack. We got another timeout. North Hills just called. Now they call 2 consecutive timeouts. Jack McCurry's going to come out and get things straightened out here. 2 consecutive timeouts called by North Hills.
Both coaches get into the huddle. Jim Renner is out there quite a bit. Now you see Jack McCurry. I just couldn't imagine Chuck Noll coming into our defensive huddle and say, hey, guys, how you doing? How's things going out here?
He didn't say that to you at practice. Why would he do it now? .441 to play after the 2 consecutive timeouts. North Hills down to 1 timeout, although the way the game has unfolded here, that last timeout is not going to be critical. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast that the first 2 years we had done these games, there had been 2 shutouts, and we were both very, very assured there would not be a third one. Well, it may be. Upper St. Clair's defense has picked 6 passes off. They played 12 games this year, and 6 of them have been shutouts. Jason Bender, the twin brother of Jeff Bender, is now at quarterback for North Hills. Looking to get around the left side, and he does, and he's got the first down up near the 50-yard line. Pete Habib made the tackle. Earlier this year, in the playoffs against North Allegheny, Jeff Bender got hurt. Jason Bender went in. He only knew 2 plays. They ran one of them, quarterback keeper, just like this. He ran 23 yards for a touchdown.
Well, this is a play to run all the way. Just a quarterback sweep, getting people out in front. Jeff Bender is now back in the lineup. I'm not sure he just got banged up for a second or not, but he's back in there at quarterback, and Jason goes back to wide receiver.
It's a first down at the 48-yard line. The Indians at their own 48, trailing 31-0. A wing to the right with Helen. Bender's in trouble. He's going to be sacked. Doug Whaley, linebacker blitz, first sack of the night, but they've had good pressure on Jeff Bender all night long. No fumble. He was down. So Doug Whaley makes the tackle. It's second down and long yard. It's 2nd and 15.
Doug Whaley is Upper St. Clair's designated blitzer from that outside linebacker position. He just comes off the corner. He's got great quickness. We know that when you see him run the football. And he put a lot of pressure on Jeff Bender about 2 or 3 different times, and it has caused a couple of interceptions.
Bender has gotten it certainly from all corners, the secondary, the linebackers, the defensive line. Good pressure all night long. Bender firing, and it is incomplete. Intended up at the 48-yard line for Chris Helen. Doug Whaley on coverage. Terry Hammond's coming up late, offering coverage on the play. It is 3rd down and 15.
When Upper St. Clair has that secondary, it's been together a long time, for about 3 years now. You can do a lot of different things. You can disguise coverages. You know, they're experienced back there. They can line up, give a quarterback a bad read by their alignment, and then go back to a different situation. So they're giving a lot of looks to Jeff Bender, and you can do that with an experienced secondary that Upper St. Clair has.
Jeff Bender now 3 out of 16 passing, and of course, the 6 interceptions. 3rd and 15. Bender half roll left, fires out in the flat. The pass complete to Goldus, but for very, very short yardage out to the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down and 13. Terry Hammonds, the strong safety, a junior, made the tackle, and that'll force North Hills to punt.
Well, Jeff Bender realized they're taking away the deep ball. Was 3rd down and long, and trying to get that first down would maybe risk another interception. Dump the football off, hoping for a run after the catch. But that secondary from Upper St. Clair and their linebackers reacted very quickly.
3 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. There seems to be some more confusion on the part of North Hills as to what they want to do here. Now they set up in punt formation. Chris Durick back deep. We'll take it at the 18. Number 81 looking for a block. He gets 130 and out to the 32-yard line. A punt return of 14 yards. Jeff Junko made the tackle. Make that McGuire, I'm sorry. Mike McGuire made the tackle for North Hills. And it's 1st and 10, Upper St. Clair at their own 32-yard line with 2:44 to play in the first half. So the Upper St. Clair defense has done a great job tonight. North Hills has never seriously threatened. I'd have to check, Jack, but I think that last series where they got the first down at the 48 may have been as close to midfield as North Hills has gotten all year long, or all night long. Doug Whaley, left tackle, across the 35 to the 36 for a gain of 4. Tim Redshaw made the tackle. It's a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Well, the North Hills people leaving early. Handwriting is on the wall, if not all over this field. But the Upper St. Clair band, which is located in front of our broadcast position, their fans, they're going to stay till every last delicious second. If I had a brain, I would figure out how many seconds were left in the game, but I can't think that quickly. 2nd down and 6. Habib almost loses it on the handoff, gets a couple to the 38. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Bill Weistman and Mike McGuire make the tackle. Almost a missed handoff between Gentili and Habib.
Well, Garrett Brown, number 72 from North Hills, trying to penetrate, took a gap inside and almost got there right during the handoff. Got the ball to Habib and just kept his legs driving, got a couple of yards, but very close to causing a turnover there for North Hills.
3rd down, 4 yards to go for the first down. This time not the eye, the pro set. They indicate a possible pass. Gentili fires. It is caught for a first down by Dunn. 50, 45, outside, 40, and run out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Jeff Bender ran him out of bounds, but Gentili beat the rush. There's a flag down back in the offensive backfield. This may be coming back. Nonetheless, Gentili did a great job beating the rush.
Gentili did a good job of stepping up in the pocket, and also Phil Dunn. The ball was a little bit behind him. He made the catch. Good athletic move by Phil Dunn. You see, after the catch, he just keeps on driving his legs. He took the ball down near the 41-yard line. We'll have to wait for the officials' call on the penalty.
The penalty is going to be against North Hills, Jack. It was defensive holding. One would expect they would certainly take the play, a 26-yard gain.
Well, Phil Dunn just finds a way to get open from that tight end position into that secondary. And that time, Gentili, with a lot of pressure around him, just very calmly,
personal foul,
came up the middle, delivered the ball.
First down.
Personal foul is the call, so it'll be tacked on after the play, whereas a holding would not have been. So it gets it all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Well, they've been down in this area, and all of a sudden they give the ball to Pete Habib, line up in that fullback, a quick trap up the middle. He scored one, was called back because of a penalty, and the last series took one in for a touchdown.
So the gain actually is 41, 26 on the pass and run, 15 more on the penalty, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Upper St. Clair already leading 31-0. This is Pete Habib over left guard. He'll get 4 yards to the 16-yard line. Brian Hinterleiter makes the tackle. Coming up the end of the game, we'll have the McDonald's Play of the Game, sponsored by McDonald's Restaurants. That's the McDonald's Play of the Game at the end of tonight's game.
You know, I had a chance to sit down and talk a little bit with Pete Habib. He just felt the team was just a close football team, you know, with winning the championship last year and a lot of the people coming back again. They were very confident, and I think that win up at North Hills even made him that much more so when coming from behind, playing up at North Hills. And they've just played just, you know, business-like, workman-like job here today, getting this 31-0 lead on North Hills.
This will be the last play of the 3rd quarter, and Doug Whaley a yard to the 16-yard line where Garrett Brown makes the tackle. We have reached the end of the 3rd quarter of play. The score, Upper St. Clair 31, North Hills 0. This is the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV.
According to J.D. Power and Associates, GMC S15 truck owners rank their S15 Jimmy as the highest domestic compact sport utility vehicle for customer satisfaction. That's in a segment where the competition's fierce. When actual owners rank GMC's S15 the best domestic model, there must be good reason. If you're considering a Ford or Chevy pickup, why settle for less than GMC prestige, quality, and advanced technology? Around here, you can have all that at Ford and Chevy prices. No wonder we say you'd be crazy not to.
People around Pittsburgh like to be first, like having the first movie theater in the country, the very first World Series, the first Ferris wheel, and the first zipper. And where do people who like to be first turn for the news of the day?
Good evening, I'm Don Cannon.
Where the news comes first. WTAE 4 News at 5:30. It's a whole new first for Pittsburgh.
We tell our football players, you know, that what we want to do is work on the things that are very difficult to do. Because someone catches the ball well, they want to go out and all they want to do is catch the football. And if they don't block very well, they don't want to work on blocking because they're going to look bad. You know, nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to make mistakes, but fear of failure is something that you don't want to be a barrier to trying things. You got to try everything because you never know what you can do. If you don't try it, you look back on it years later and say, I should have done that or I should have done this. You know, I think the most important thing a young person can do is do as many things as that are available and try them, and don't be afraid to fail.
WTAE TV and the Pittsburgh Steelers, helping you achieve your personal best.
After 3 quarters of play, Upper St. Clair has done it both running and passing, nearly quadrupling the total yardage in the ball game. 144, 96 yards passing, and North Hills only 30 yards passing, Jack, 3 completions.
30 yards passing. If that had been 2 years ago, that would have been expected, not tonight. Jack McCurry felt his passing game was a critical part, the big part of their offense. It just has not happened so far here.
Gentile on the option to Quealy, touchdown. Showing some option. Upper St. Clair, all facets of the running game and passing game. Quealy with his 2nd touchdown of the night. It is 37-0.
They don't run the option very often. Just a good, outstanding ball handling. Here's the end of the play. And also a good block downfield by number 82, Garrett Tata, his tight end, who just tangles up one of the defensive backs of North Hills, and able Quealy to get into the score.
Jeff Junko with the extra point. He has been perfect on 5 extra points and a field goal tonight, a 36-yarder. It is now 38-0. Upper St. Clair over North Hills, and this one has been decided. All they have to do now is plan on how they are going to celebrate. Upper St. Clair will win the Quad A championship 2 consecutive years. And as we mentioned, the PIAA start next week, and if you're the Holidays coach and you're watching this, we've seen him just, you know, run from tackle to tackle. We've seen him run outside. We've seen him pass for 2 touchdowns. We've seen Upper St. Clair run an option for a touchdown. We've seen him intercept 6 passes, kick a field goal. What else is there?
You saw the swarming defense shut down a running game. I mean, there's no weaknesses at all in that Upper St. Clair team. And to come back to win the championship last year and be the team, the #1 team, and come back after that and win it again, there's a lot of credit to Jim Render and the entire Upper St. Clair staff.
Junko to kick. Hinterleiter to the 30. Megan Helen, I'm sorry, to the 40, 45, and out to the 48-yard line. Chris Helen, the return man, out near the 48-yard line, and North Hills will start there. 1st down and 10. Tackle on the play by Kevin Orey. He is the young man who returned a touchdown after an interception.
He really is the guy that got it all started for Upper St. Clair. Got the 2 quick interceptions, took the 1 back for the score, and got another one the next series, and really got Upper St. Clair up on top early, and really took them out of the North Hills out of their game plan, and they never could recover since then.
Nice 30-yard return. Just underway in the 4th quarter. Jeff Bender hands off to Kevin Golis. Ooh, tough hit in there by Joel Minnick. So many Upper St. Clair players, Jack, have played so well. Mentioning their names on defense and offense. Sandy Welty also helping out, but they have just played a sterling football game.
Here's a little trap they're trying to run inside, and I'll tell you one thing. Off the football, boy, there's a gang tackle. There's 4 helmets on the football. making that tackle for Upper St. Clair, and Kevin Goles goes down, and that's the reason why Upper St. Clair is leading right now 38-0.
Gain of 1, second down and 9. And keep in mind, North Hills offensively, other than a punt exchange, has not crossed into Upper St. Clair territory tonight. Bender throws and incomplete. Almost a terrific reception by Chris Helen. Terry Hammonds, who has an interception tonight, covered on the play. It'll bring up third down and 9.
And he got pressure again up the middle. Phil Dunn came on the blitz right up the middle, put pressure on Jeff Bender right when he's ready to release the football. And I don't care how good a quarterback you are, if you get out of your rhythm, out of your timing with your offense, with the pressure you're getting up the middle, it's tough to get any completions.
These people are not used to seeing their team lose. North Hills has been in 6 Quad A championship games in the decade of the 80s, and they won 3 times. Pete Habib looking at the Upper St. Clair players. Going to celebrate a championship. Jeff Bender chased out of the pocket. He's got room to run to the 45, and he's got the first down, 40, run out of bounds to the 35-yard line. So Jeff Bender breaking loose, picking up nice yardage on the play for a first down for North Hills. Terry Hammonds chased him out of bounds.
Jeff Bender just could not find anyone open downfield. A good coverage again by that secondary Upper St. Clair. And remember that the 27-26 game, there was a lot of breakdowns in that secondary for Upper St. Clair. And talking to some of the players, they felt that wouldn't occur tonight. And so far, they have not made any errors at all. No broken assignments by the Upper St. Clair defense.
4 championship games at Three Rivers today. You saw the total attendance of 23,500 fans for the 4 games total. First and 10, Upper St. Clair. 34-yard line, North Hills. Bender back to throw, fires. Oh, pass is caught, but a good, solid hit on the play. The pass complete to Tim Redshaw, the fullback. And the gain is about 5 yards to the 29-yard line.
Kevin McKeever is only 170 pounds, but at the end of this, reading the quarterback, playing the zone from the outside, he just delivers a hit right on the numbers and takes down Tim Redshaw, who's in the lineup right now trying to make something happen on offense for North Hills.
Kevin McKeever, a junior defensive back. Jim Render getting some of the second-line players, second-team players into the ball game. Second down and 5. And off the goal, it's got room, got a first down inside the 25 down to the 21. That'll be good for North Hills first down. McKeever, one of the tacklers, Mark D'Onofrio, also helping on the tackle. It's a first down for North Hills. We should congratulate the other ball clubs that have won today. In Class A was Clairton, in Double A Steel Valley, in Triple A Aliquippa, all winning championships tonight.
There's also a victory over there in Oakland this afternoon that you didn't mention either.
You have mentioned it at least 6 times tonight. At least 6 times tonight. First and 10. First to Chris Helen. Blockers ahead. 20, 15, 10, and a first down and goal at the 8-yard line. Chris Helen on the flanker reverse. Kevin Ory made the tackle, but the gain is 13, and it's good for a first and goal for North Hills at the Upper St. Clair 8.
Right, all kind of misdirection right now. Chris Helen coming back on the double reverse, trying to just find it's contained to the outside, so he just cuts it back inside. You see guys on North Hills right now, there's no quitting on North Hills side. They're trying to make plays right now, get into the end zone, and get on that scoreboard.
They're trying to break that Channel 4 shutout jinx. First and goal from just inside the 8. Pitch wide to Golas. Bender leads the play to the 5. Golas, a good tough run down to the 1-yard line. Ory made the tackle, but Golas, who pretty much blocked for the quarterback, Jeff Bender, all night long, a real strong run to the 1-yard line where it'll be second and goal.
That's one of the few times Phil Dunn gets blocked on the inside, does not make the play. You see Golas right now, when he realizes he's going to turn it upfield, spins off of one guy, just keeps those legs going, gets his shoulder pads down, and drives himself all the way inside the 5, about inside the 1-yard line.
Good block by the left guard, Brian McLaughlin, number 62. It'll be second down and goal from the 1-yard line. Under 8 minutes to play in this football game. Upper St. Clair in command at 38-0. wishbone. Hinterleiter near the goal line, and he's in. Brian Hinterleiter with the touchdown, his 6th touchdown of the season, and North Hills off the snide scoring a touchdown.
Well, there's a tremendous hit right at the goal line, too. So Hinterleiter right now realizing he's got to turn it up, put his head down. Good gang tackling again by Upper St. Clair, but he just does get in for the touchdown.
Now the extra point try. One suspects that North Hills would go for 2, and they will. Got a double slot to the right. It's almost a single wing formation. Jeff Bender rolling, looking, firing. Incomplete. Had a man wide open, Chris Helen. But he dropped the ball. 7:42 to play in the football game. We've got a timeout on the field. The score: Upper St. Clair 38, North Hills 6. This is the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV.
Sometimes you can tell by the way it looks. Sometimes you can tell by the way it feels. Sometimes it comes to you in broad daylight. Sometimes you find it in the middle of the night. But you know when you got the right one. This is the right one. You know when you got the right one.
This is the 1990 Chevy Cavalier VL. Profile view. Front view. Rear view. Aerial view. And its most winning view. The Hip family finds Ford Escort lacks hip room, while Chevy Cavalier has plenty of room for hips. So much so, it seats 5 people to Escort's 4. And for the hips, that makes Chevy Cavalier a winner by a wide margin.
You know, a lot of people will tell you that drugs are cool and that everybody's doing them. But you know what? They're wrong. See, everybody's not doing drugs, and you don't have to try them to be cool. Look, I don't want to tell you how to live your life. But I am telling you that you don't have to do something you don't want to just to keep your friends happy. I mean, if that's the way they feel, then maybe they're not your friends. And maybe they're not as cool as you thought they were. This is how I feel. And if you think that makes me uncool, you're wrong.
For information, call 1-800-223-DARE.
7:42 to play in the football game. North Hills with their first score of the evening. They're set to kick off, and Upper St. Clair, as you'll note, the alignment is expecting an onside kick. There was only one man deep. Terry Hammonds, he's back at the 13-yard line. Everybody else within 10 to 12 yards of the 50-yard line. There it is. A scramble for it on the far sideline. And it is Upper St. Clair recovering, and they'll take over in North Hills territory at the 48-yard line. In the vernacular of the trade, this is called a working shot. Of course, the only ones who are not are Jack and I. But the rest of the gang is. Let me point this out. This is Ted Beam, our spotter. Hope you didn't pay for that hat. Jimmy McGuire, our stage manager. Come on in here, Jim. He tells us what to do. Why should he be any different? And my statistician back here, Charles Fisher. Thanks, fellas. Always a great job. And this is what it looks like up here. And there's a lot of paper on the floor, which Jack and I, of course, are required to clean up after the game.
Part of our job.
That's part of our job. And the major part of it, come to think of it, clean up after our own mess. And we usually leave a pretty big one, don't we? Jack will be up in Buffalo tomorrow to broadcast for the Mutual Radio broadcasting system. Cincinnati Buffalo. It's a good ball game, Jack. Rematch of the AFC Championship game.
Should be a great ball game. A lot of talk up there about the Sam Weiss hurry up no huddle that Mark Levy threatened to try to stop in the championship game last year. So it should be a great game. Both teams struggling a little bit.
New quarterback Dan Lawler, number 10, in there for Upper St. Clair. Getting a chance to play. Mark Gentile had a terrific game tonight. 5 out of 6. 96 yards, 2 touchdowns. Terrific ball game. Dan Lawler, he's a senior quarterback, getting a chance to play on the Three River Stadium turf and a chance to play in a championship game. John Thomas, one of the running backs in there for Upper St. Clair. They lost a yard of the play. It'll be second down and 11. 6:45 to play.
It's a great opportunity for a lot of the kids who probably felt they might not get a chance to play in this game. All of a sudden, the way the score is right now, getting that opportunity, try to make the most of it.
Pitch back will gain a yard to the 48-47 yard line. Ball carrier was Mark Thomas, number 23. It'll be third down and 9. Still your partner, Tony Roberts. I like Cincinnati tomorrow. Of course, I like Notre Dame tonight.
A lot of the guys out there playing right now, they're going to try to carry on that tradition. Now Upper St. Clair winning back-to-back Quad A championships, so a lot to live up to. Upper St. Clair are going to lose a lot of seniors, a lot of the quality players who made big plays today, but I'm sure Jim Render will do a great job, and Upper St. Clair will be back again next year.
Third down and 9 for the Panthers from the 48-yard line. Lawler pitching wide, looking to get outside, but only for a yard gain. Dave McHugh, number 47, gain of about a yard. Chris Helen made the tackle. The clock is running. 5:35 to play in the football game, and that'll force Upper St. Clair to punt. Mike Quealy to punt. Had a bit of difficulty at times punting, but he also has 3 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. Averaging 22 yards per kick. It's a fake. And the pass.
They got 19 guys downfield, too.
Colonna is going for a touchdown. There are flags all over the field, though. Jim Colonna, the nose guard.
Well, they can't do anything wrong.
I hope his parents' VCR is running. We got flags all over the place.
No, this is the only bad thing that Upper St. Clair has done today. The snap from center on punts. A couple are almost blocked, and a couple of bad kicks, 119 and 111. And now another bad snap, but there's so many men downfield. Although Colonna went for the touchdown, this thing will be brought back, and they'll try to do it again.
We'll get the call here.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
That should be receivers.
If we asked them to name which one, we'd be here till 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Everybody was downfield, and I really should redirect my call. It was caused, of course, by an errant snap. 5:05 to play in the football game. It is 38-6. Upper St. Clair on their way to their second consecutive WPIAL Quad A championship.
Well, you're in a deep back winning in a punt from Upper St. Clair. You don't know where this ball is going to go. It could be a 19, 11, or really could really nail one and get it deep downfield. Another bad snap.
That's a good kick. Helen. And it takes a reverse bounce, and they'll kill it outside the 25-yard line, closer to the 30. 4 minutes, 53 seconds to play in the football game. We've got a timeout on the field with the score. Upper St. Clair 38, North Hills 6. This is the Battle of the Best on WTAE TV.
Growing businesses have a lot to go through. So Mellon's business bankers keep rolling out ideas like the business hotline to keep things running smoothly 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. Financial management seminars to steer you right. Investments as short-term as 7 days to make the most of your company's funds. And with Mellon going farther for you, who knows how far you can go. Call your Mellon banker and get your business moving.
Mellon does what it takes.
There have been dramatic changes in transmission design, and marriage with computer technology has changed the way they're repaired. Scuro Transmission has kept pace with these changes and offers expert service, as it has for 40 years, to thousands of satisfied customers. Scuro employs the largest staff of trained technicians in the area, and their combined knowledge assures you the best service available. Check the yellow pages for our 6 locations. High-tech design has changed transmission repair, and at Scuro, we're ready for it.
According to J.D. Power & Associates, GMC S15 truck owners ranked their S15 Jimmy as the highest domestic compact sport utility vehicle for customer satisfaction. That's in a segment where the competition's fierce. When actual owners rank GMC's S15 the best domestic model, there must be good reason. If you're considering a Ford or Chevy pickup, why settle for less than GMC prestige, quality, and advanced technology? Around here, you can have all that at Ford and Chevy prices. No wonder we say you'd be crazy not to.
Clock rolling under 4:50 to play. The last time North Hills had the ball, they were able to score a touchdown. start out now from their 30-yard line. Another reverse to Helen. Helen's still on his feet. Good run. The 38-yard line for a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Terry Hammonds, the strong safety, makes the tackle for USC. 2nd down and a couple. Well, you thought about that first game, Jack. You talk about the team that loses and then having motivation. I think it's even a greater testimonial to Upper St. Clair to have won the first game and to come in and have such a convincing performance here tonight.
Well, like I said, they're a senior football team, and just they're well prepared today. They were quietly confident they could, in fact, come up here and be defending Quad A champions.
Bender throwing, and it is caught after a tip. The pass complete to Jason Bender. Twin brothers connecting there, and that'll give North Hills a 1st down at the 36-yard line. There's Mike Wheely. 3 interceptions tonight. Touchdown pass, touchdown run on an option. What a night he's had. I remember him having a very good night last year, Jack, also. Against Central Catholic when they won the title 7-0.
Well, the whole football team, they just played so well. The offensive line, who just did a good job, except maybe for the first quarter, of doing an outstanding job of blocking at the point of attack for Habib and Doug Whaley. And the whole team has just played solid football all the way down the line.
Jeff Bender's going to take off and run, and not very far. He's going to be hit in the backfield and sacked for about a yard loss at the 37-yard line by Joel Minnick, the defensive end, number 57. He's only a junior. He played very well tonight also. Under 3 minutes to play.
The North Hills offense could not get on track. Had pressure on Jeff Bender so many times with the interceptions, people draped all over and delivering the football downfield, and just good coverage by that secondary. That's why Upper St. Clair now has a big lead.
2nd down and 11. Slot right, hand off to Golis inside the 35 to the 32-yard line, which will bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Now, North Hills, even though they're getting beat here today, I mean, they've had a great year. They beat North Allegheny 20-17 in a tough football game. They get to the championship game right here tonight and just ran into an Upper St. Clair team who just could not do anything wrong, and coming out of the box early was all Upper St. Clair.
Several of the Upper St. Clair starters being taken out one by one. Phil Dunn, who had a magnificent game. Joel Minnick coming out of there. Tim Kiley, our producer tonight, and Battle of the Best. Bender to throw, looking, firing, sideline complete, but short of the 1st down to the 30-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 3. Our director tonight, Bobby Watt. Our stage manager in the booth, Jimmy McGuire. Technical director, Paul Nowakowski. And all the folks who make these telecasts possible. We hope you enjoyed it.
This is the part of the game where, when I was playing high school, my coach was thinking whether to put me in or not.
And then he thought about it and said, nah, not a real good idea.
Too close a game. Maybe wait till next week.
4th down and 3. Good for the 1st down to the 25-yard line on the pitch back to Golis. We want to correct something. They had Ron Rickens as our spotter. Ted Beam was our spotter, but you got on TV and he didn't, Ted. What are you worried about? It takes a lot of people to put this together seriously, and everybody doing a terrific job. Thank you, everyone listed there. First and 10, 1:49 to play in the ball game at the 25-yard line. Bender to throw, firing over the middle, off the hands, and almost intercepted. Helen, the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line.
Where are all these people?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If we're paying all these people a salary, the station's in some trouble.
I know a guy named Kylie and you, and that's it.
Well, we make the most noise. That's right. 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Bender throwing incomplete. Looking underneath the coverage for Brian Hinterleiter. Pass from a bit behind him, and bring up third down and 10 from the 25-yard line.
There's a very confident Jim Render on his sideline. The minute 36 left, knowing that he's going to be the Quad A champion again this year, and he's going to be awfully proud of his entire team.
And our special thanks to Chuck Eberly, Executive Director of the WPIAL. 7 for 23 now for Jeff Bender. Third down and 10, a minute 36 to play in the football game. Outcome decided early in the third quarter. Here's the reverse. Jason Bender on his feet, and he gets down to the 10-yard line. Make it Chris Hellion. Chris Hellion, they run that play very successfully. He's got a first down just outside the 10-yard line. Joe Ferris, number 28, made the tackle for Upper St. Clair.
You can see it's North Hill's offense not quitting out there, even though they're down 38-6, trying to punch in another score here before the end of the football game. And that's one thing great about high school football. No matter what the score is, these guys are still plugging away 110% out there.
Bender, half roll left, wants to keep, and does. Beats one tackle, another tackle, still on his feet inside the 5 and down to the 3-yard line. It is the second-team defense in there for St. Clair, but nonetheless, a good run by Jeff Bender. Clock stops with 58 seconds to play.
Couldn't find anybody open in the end zone. A good job in the secondary again by Upper St. Clair, and just took off running with the football. And I'll tell you, he's an outstanding runner. He made 3 or 4 different people miss and just put his head down.
North Hills calls a timeout. We've got a timeout. The score: Upper St. Clair 38, North Hills 6. This is the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV.
Furniture Gallery's just returned from the North Carolina Furniture Market, where we bought the entire showroom of fine leather furniture samples from famous Pennsylvania House. And it's all 1/2 off, just in time for the holidays. Every top-grain leather sofa, sectional, every chair and ottoman, every piece is 1/2 off. Over $100,000 worth of fine Pennsylvania House leather furniture at these one-time-only savings. And remember, we deliver anywhere. Furniture Galleries, Route 8, 15 minutes north of the Turnpike.
Who says it's tough to get going in the morning? Certainly not the people who take B94 FM to work. Quinn and Banana get you going, and B94 FM keeps you going all day. Quinn and Banana mornings, and always 4 in a row. B94 FM. B94 FM Instant Replay. Wake up with Quinn and Banana on B94 FM.
Some people call us guerrilla television, gonzo television, tabloid television. This show is rampant anarchy. When you peel away the layers of the story, when it comes down to its one-on-one, comes down to the heartbeat of the story, that's when it gets real good. Guts TV.
Weeknights at 7 on WPIAL TV.
Time now for the McDonald's play of the game. This is the interception by Kevin Ory, returned 36 yards for a touchdown. And Jack, this was a microcosm of the entire game.
Well, this is the time when Jeff Bender rolled out to his left and tried to set up and throw the football and just overthrew the receiver. Kevin Ory was right there, came up with the interception, and all of a sudden the defense turned to offense. They blocked for him and got him in the end zone.
And that's the McDonald's play of the game. North Hills bursting into the end zone. Brian Hinterleiter with the touchdown, a 3-yard touchdown run, and North Hills scores again. I thought the play of the game was when you drove up in the limo, or were driven up in the limo. I thought that was the play of the game.
You call a Vega hatchback a limo?
Oh, was that you with the flat tire? I didn't mean to speed by you like that. North Hills to go for the 2-point conversion after the touchdown run by Hinterleiter. Single wing to the right. Bender rolling, firing in the corner of the end zone, and it is caught by his twin brother Jason for the 2-point conversion. That makes it 38-14. 53.
Certainly not the people who take B94 FM to work. Quinn and Banana get you going, and B94 FM keeps you going all day. Quinn and Banana mornings, and always 4 in a row. B94 FM. B94 FM Instant Replay. Wake up with Quinn and Banana on B94 FM.
Some people call us guerrilla television, gonzo television, tabloid television. This show is rampant anarchy. When you peel away the layers of the story, when it comes down to its one-on-one, comes down to the heartbeat of the story, that's when it gets real good. Guts TV.
Weeknights at 7 on WPIAL TV.
Time now for the McDonald's play of the game. This is the interception by Kevin Ory, returned 36 yards for a touchdown. And Jack, this was a microcosm of the entire game.
Well, this is the time when Jeff Bender rolled out to his left and tried to set up and throw the football and just overthrew the receiver. Kevin Ory was right there, came up with the interception, and all of a sudden the defense turned to offense. They blocked for him and got him in the end zone.
And that's the McDonald's play of the game. North Hills bursting into the end zone. Brian Hinterleiter with the touchdown, a 3-yard touchdown run, and North Hills scores again. I thought the play of the game was when you drove up in the limo, or were driven up in the limo. I thought that was the play of the game.
You call a Vega hatchback a limo?
Oh, was that you with the flat tire? I didn't mean to speed by you like that. North Hills to go for the 2-point conversion after the touchdown run by Hinterleiter. That single wing to the right, Bender rolling, firing in the corner of the end zone, and it is caught by his twin brother Jason for the 2-point conversion. That makes it 38-14. 53 seconds to play in the football game, and we can expect another onside kick by North Hills.
Jason Bender is just such a big target. He was just in a corner in the end zone, just trying to work himself free back there. And that time, one of the few times today, Jeff Bender had time to throw the football and deliver to him for the 2-point conversion.
53 seconds left to go. You see the score. This is the Battle of the Best on WPIAL TV.
Hi, I'm Joe DiNardo.
And I'm Kathy Seviller.
And we're here to announce the start of a wonderful relationship.
Everyone at Shop and Save is proud to say we've now become partners in Project Bundle Up with WPIAL TV. In fact, for every Shop and Save brand product purchased during November, we'll donate a penny to help buy warm clothes for kids who need them.
And you know, you'd be amazed at how fast these pennies can really add up. And thanks to Shop and Save, we'll be able to make many more children warmer this winter.
My friend Nancy's been doing a lot of drugs. I know it's catching up with her. I can see it coming. But what can I do? If I say anything, she'll think I'm not cool. And I don't want to lose a friend. I mean, it's her life. Right?
If you have a friend who's in trouble with drugs, don't just stand there. Do something.
After North Hill's second touchdown of the game, they're set to kick off, and again, as they did last time, Upper St. Clair anticipating the onside kick. 53 seconds to play. Jeff Bender, a line driver. And it is caught on the fly by Andy Weldy, a linebacker. And so Upper St. Clair run a couple of plays, and that'll do it. North Hills out of timeouts, and Upper St. Clair will enjoy their second championship Quad A division in as many years. And again, Upper St. Clair will end the WPIAL season at 13-0. North Hills ends up at 10-3, and they just, 2 of those 3 losses, Jack, were to an outstanding football team.
There's no question. Upper St. Clair proved that the entire season, taking on all comers and undefeated. Their defense played well at the beginning of the season. Their offense is just a great running game they have, and Mark Gentili, good play action touchdown passes today. They've hit on all cylinders, and that's why they're leading right now with 22 seconds left to go.
Dan Lawler with the handoff to the 45-44-yard line, the ball carrier, Bob Betley. Upper St. Clair does not have to run another play, nor will they.
And Jim Render gets a Gatorade bath.
Jim Render, a la Bill Parcells and the Giants, has won a second consecutive WPIAL Quad A championship game. The final score tonight, Upper St. Clair 38, North Hills 14. For my partner Jack Ham, Jack, great as always, and the entire crew here in the booth, this is Stan Savran saying thanks for watching, and until next time, so long everybody. This has been a production of WTAE TV Sports.